What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Late Night Snack Show here on a Friday night. I got Austinator in the back. We're fixing to bring him on. I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. Fortunately, we have no Boba Fett to talk about this week, so we got a little Peacemaker, possibly a little wrestling, a little bit of this. Like I said, it's going to be Strange. Doctor Strange 2. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of rumors coming on Doctor Strange 2, so we're going to talk about that. Let me bring Austinator in right now. What's up, Austinator? What's going on?
Not much, man. How are you?
Man, good, man. Feels weird. No Boba Fett tonight. No Boba Fett this week.
It's like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
Oh my Lord! I felt weird though, man. You know, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was gonna pop it on, and I was like, oh shit, Boba Fett ain't on tonight. Yeah, I said I'll have to wait the next night to see Peacemaker, but we did get a final episode of Peacemaker this week, which was a doozy, and you know, I was a little bit, you know, I was a little torn between it, but it was a great episode. To me, it was a great episode, and I heard it is confirmed for a second season. I've heard,
yes.
So
it is indeed we are getting a second season, and I mean this last episode really left, like, it didn't leave off on a complete cliffhanger because we didn't know if it was even going to get a second season, but oh my god, the finale was really good. This is how you do a finale, Boba Fett.
Exactly. I see we got Carol's Cookies is in the chat and the Android. I'm gonna probably pop a link here. We'll talk a little bit, and then I'll pop the link in. Anybody wants to come in and join us, and we'll talk about, you know, a couple subjects. Nandroid, what's up, brother? I see he's in there. I know Nandroid I love Boba Fett, and you know, I there was parts of it I enjoyed, and I was just disappointed in it. To me, that's, you know, everybody has their own opinion about it, but I'm not going to hate it. But you know, I was disappointed in a little bit in my thing. So, but you know,
is a really nice word for it.
Yeah, I mean, I did get some few cool things. It was what it said. That was a wicked long intro. Well, it was all that wasn't one intro. I'm behind a little bit. I got in late from work, Carol, so I threw a couple extra intros in there just for previews because I was trying to get some stuff done real quick before we started. But yeah, but that's some of the other shows that I'm working on and hopefully have up and coming soon. Sauerkraut is in the house. What's up, brother? What's up? And Tony, what's up? What's going on? Like I said, we can start a little bit about Peacemaker since that's our main last episode of the season. Did you think he was going to kill the cow? I thought he was not going to kill it there for a while.
I kind of figured he was going to kill the cow because it wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to just be like, oh, I'm not going to kill the cows after he really built up 7 episodes of him going to kill the cow. But, I mean, I like that he was kind of like thinking about it, but then he was like, nah, I'm just going to kill the cow. Like, I like the way it was done. Like, although I kind of wish he used the jetpack like he mentioned in like the few episodes before this, but but it was actually kind of hilarious the way it was done. It's like humans, and then like they had the helmet, freaking like the anti-gravity helmet, just like start floating off. He's like, "Did you just activate? Did you just say activate anti-gravity?" And then she's like, "No, maybe." Oh my god, that was great.
But you know, I felt bad for the cow though. I was like, you know, I live on the farm, so I have animals. But you know, the cow had that like look in his face. You know, had that, you know, it was one of them James Gunn monsters. But the cow looks like it was so innocent. You know, it's like you know, you'll hear a big moo, and I'm just here making this you know, bug juice for the butterflies, and you know, I was like, oh, he's not good. At first, I was like, he's not going to kill it. I was like, you know, because, you know, him and the female cop, you know, with the butterfly infested, you know, they were, you know, had that moment because, you know, that butterfly, you know, he, you know, had kept in the jar and was feeding and all that. So, you know, they had that little bond there for a little bit. And what about, this was a funny thing when they ended in the Justice League showed up. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Oh, like all of them showed up except for Batman, though. Batman
wasn't there. I guess that was Superman. It was Superman or was that Shazam? Because they didn't really show him very good.
It was Superman.
Yeah.
And then
And
you had Wonder Woman,
but he didn't show her good. So that wasn't the real actress when does Wonder Woman or Superman. They just sort of had them like they were there. But I mean, Jason Momoa was definitely Aquaman. But do you know the thing about? Did you read about that thing about the Flash? Marvel Studios actually shot that scene for them.
Really?
The Flash. Yes, because the two actors they did a Jason Momoa scene while they were filming. DC was filming Aquaman, and the Flash was already, I guess, it's already wrapped up, and James Gunn's already doing Guardians 3, and supposedly, I guess they Marvel allowed James Gunn to use their equipment and stuff to get Jason Ezra. I think it's Jason. What's his name?
Jason Momoa?
The guy who plays the Flash.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller. They got him. They got him. Marvel. They used their equipment to film that scene. That's what I was reading on an article. I was like, wow. I guess some kind of deal. Marvel and DC. They probably helped each other do some kind of scenes or something. And James Gunn was asked, and they did it for James Gunn. I guess they want to make sure Guardians 3 comes out. So it was probably one of those. Hey, I want you to do this and part of my deal with this Guardians movie. So
it was basically like a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type.
Pretty much. But I was like, wow, that's pretty cool though. And the ending. If anybody hasn't seen it, guys, this is spoilers. I mean, if I'm sorry if we've spoiled it for you. But at the end, the butterfly was he came. John Cena still a Peacemaker still had that little bit of that honey stuff and poured it out for him. And I was like, oh man, the butterfly still come back. And it sort of was a sad. It felt like a sad ending. Where it ended. His dad's still there. He's already killed his dad like 2 or 3 times in his dreams after he really killed him in the episode before. So it was like, I guess his dad's gonna haunt him. Probably gonna haunt him for the next season too. In his dreams or in his head. But yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good episode. It was a little slow in parts, but what a hell of a scene out there when they were just killing people out there in the field.
Oh man. Yeah, it's like a zombie. It was kind of like a zombie feel to it. With them like doing like the roar and then like they're running at, and then like the combos is just like, oh my god, get him off me, and he breaks his leg because he trips over the freaking gate.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you definitely won't see that on the Disney Plus show.
No,
we won't see that much blood. I mean, that's the thing with James, man. He goes all out, man. I mean, you slicing heads, like, kill shotting people and everything. I mean, it was pretty intense there. Like I said, I'm happy we got and they did confirm season 2, so hell yeah, we're ready to go into. Hopefully by next year we'll have season 2 coming out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're definitely going to bring back the characters that aren't dead back. I think they're definitely going to build upon Peacemaker and Hardcore's relationship.
Tony says it was no Martian Manhunter disappointing. Well, I mean, they really did. I mean, they just sort of like Superman. They weren't a Batman either. They just Superman and Wonder Woman. It was just like they probably just they didn't really you could see their faces. It was like shadow, so.
And also, to be fair, Martian Manhunter is technically not canon in the universe that Peacemaker is in. He's only canon in the Snyderverse.
Yeah. Which that is, who knows? I
am still confused on what's canon and what's not. Like, you have 2 freaking versions of one movie, then you have 2 versions of another movie, and then you have like all these other. It's like, can we just figure something out?
DC is like all over the place. So it's like it's crazy it's hard to say, I mean, this show, I don't even put this show with the DC. I know it's with with the DCs, but I mean, I just like the show as it is. They don't have to mention all the other. And it's funny they mention all the DC characters in it. He's like. He makes fun. He sort of does like Deadpool does, like making fun of the Fox the X-Men characters. He's always making fun of the Justice League characters. So it's pretty funny on that part.
And I just like the fact that this show is fun. It's not like serious, because I don't think the show would actually work that well if it was like just serious and like it.
But the thing is, it's fun, but there's some serious moments in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really. I mean, James Gunn, he has a warp. I mean, his mind is like. I mean, there's parts on there, man. I was like, you could, I almost cried. Like when they did that thing with the eagle, I about cried. I almost had a tear on that thing when the eagle almost died, and then the eagle like came to life and gave him the hug. I mean, I was like, wow. I had a little emotion on that, and the things with his dad. I mean, wow. There was a lot. Cause you could feel his pain with his brother. They advanced it through the series with his brother and his dad. How his dad forced him to, when the things, has happened in his life, and then the thing with his brother. I mean, he can't forgive himself what happened to his brother. That's the main thing. It's very, like Tony says, it's funny but dark. It's very dark.
Yeah,
very dark. But it's a dark, show. It's not a comedy, but it's has fun in it. But it's it has that. It's very dark, but definitely.
Yeah. Well. It definitely balances out like the dark, serious stuff and the comedy really well. Which is what makes the show work, because if it was just like, if the serious stuff didn't flow together with like the goofy stuff, then the show wouldn't work as well, because it's like, because I don't like it when they try to do that kind of tone, but I think with this show it actually works really well because it's paced excellently, and I feel like, and it wraps everything up in 8 episodes. Like, it doesn't feel like it needs like 3 other seasons to wrap up everything. Like, granted, yes, they set up other stuff for season 2, but it wraps up the basic story of the first season. So that's why I really like the show over a lot of the Disney Plus shows, because the pacing of it, there's no filler. If there is filler, it's using its time wisely, because they understand it's only 8 episodes. You can't have filler. But if you have to do filler, then you have to do it in a way where you're still building your story up while doing filler. And this show did that really well too. I mean, you had great action, great characters. Like, this is everything that this show needed to be, and it works so well that I'm satisfied with what I got.
Exactly. Even the episodes you could consider filler, they still were good. I mean, every episode was really good, and it advanced the story. Every episode, you advance the story a little more. And there's Fad. Let's see what's going on, brother.
What's up, man? Been a long day.
Been a long day.
Yeah.
You're off now. Are you off tomorrow, right?
But I was off today, but I had to deal with family bullshit, and it was like emotionally draining.
Oh, okay. I know you said you had like to work like 4 or 5 days in a row. It was real long days the other day, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I do 410s.
Okay.
Yeah, I do 410s.
Did you ever get to see Peacemaker?
Yeah, I finished it actually yesterday.
What's up, Wes, man? What is up, brother? I'm glad you stopped by.
Yeah, I was gonna speak on the whole Peacemaker thing. I like the character, like the character advancement of all the characters. Like, there was a whole lot of character building in that show, especially with Peacemaker himself.
Oh, absolutely.
There's the scene where he talks about when he tells God, I keep forgetting her name. That he doesn't want to kill anymore, and all that. And
exactly, yeah. I mean, it was a lot. It's a lot of motion. It was a lot of motion in this series too. I mean, everybody said, "Oh," I know a lot of people say, but it was a lot of motion, and I like it has that dark feel, but I mean, especially with his brother, the situation with his brother, and he's still not getting over what happened to him with in Suicide Squad with Rick Flag and all that. And he's still keeps coming back in his head so I mean his head's a total wreck right now. So I mean just the way it ended. You know, you could see he's just a total wreck. I mean,
and once again, James Gunn has made me get teary-eyed about some random creature again.
Oh yeah, the eagle.
He makes me bawl over a damn tree turning into dust in Infinity War. He makes me sad for a raccoon.
Yeah.
And now he makes me cry over an eagle. I mean, what the hell?
Wow.
And if the indication I'm getting about the next Guardians movie is any truth to it, dear God, that's going to be bad.
Well, supposedly Rocket. There's going to be some characters, especially this Guardians. They already said there's going to be characters dying. Drax is more likely, definitely, because he wants to be.
Drax is a go on because Batista wants out, and he doesn't want. But Batista has already asked Gunn not to recast Drax.
Exactly. So if they kill Rocket they already killed Groot once if he came back. But if they kill Rocket or something like that, people are going to be balling over that, man.
Yeah. And the villain in Guardians 3 is like a hardcore villain. He's the High Evolutionary. Mm-hmm. He's like a big time scary cosmic type villain. So
exactly.
It's not going to be pretty. Plus, you've got Adam Warlock showing up in this one, and that's always a serious situation.
Well, the Guardians are going to be in Thor 4 too. Some of them, I guess, are. Too,
they're going to appear, but they're gonna branch off from each other there because Thor's going to have his own stuff to deal with.
Yeah, and you got the Gore the God Butcher. God Butcher, and he's got that sword that come from the symbiote Null, or comes. So
the all black necro sword.
We might see him in there. There's a whole bunch of cosmic things.
I honestly don't think they're going to give us Null just yet because that's a big time. That's a big time bad. That's like a god level bad. Exactly. But since Gore the God Butcher is going to have the all black necro sword. We're definitely going to get hints of Null and symbiotes too, because of the All Black. Mm-hmm. That sword was used to behead the Celestial that they have a space station out of his head. Nowhere.
Yeah.
The All Black Necro Sword is what killed that Celestial. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you go by the comics, and since they've already showed Nowhere, and we're getting Gore the God Butcher, they're definitely going to eventually introduce Null.
Yeah, exactly.
And Null is terrifying. You know why Null beheaded that Celestial? Because before the Celestials brought creation, he was in the darkness and it was quiet and he was happy. And then the Celestials brought creation and there was light and noise. And Null wasn't alone. And he got angry, so he created the sword out of the darkness. That sword is like built out of darkness itself. It's like the abyss. And he attacked the Celestials by himself. Now, anything that'll attack a Celestial by itself is scary enough.
Exactly.
And he killed one of them and then the rest of them beat him down. And he ended up on a planet, taking care of himself, basically, because the rest of the Celestials whooped his ass. But still, the simple fact that he killed a Celestial means he's pretty strong. Mm-hmm.
Well, mentioning him, we're going to go into Doctor Strange. There was one rumor he was in this. It's just a rumor, so I don't, I probably is not, but the Null was, because there was some, I guess some image somebody said that was possibly Null, but who knows?
It's an image in the trailer. At the very end of the trailer, you see what looks kind of like Doctor Strange, but it's got multiple arms, and it's like breaking through a window. And it kind of looks like Null. Kind of. But it could also just be Nightmare or Dormammu possessing Doctor Strange. So
that's the main topic tonight. We're gonna try to figure out Doctor Strange. We ain't gonna know till we see the film because there is so many rumors and so many cameos and the images and stuff that came out. We like I said, we're gonna be guessing, sort of like LDG did on WandaVision until this thing comes out because
there's one image in that trailer that confuses everybody, and you have to slow it down frame by frame. It's whatever's attacking Wanda, the the being that has the fire that's attacking Wanda in that one scene.
Yeah, I've heard
If
Iron Man.
People have said it's either Invincible Iron Man
Captain
or
Marvel.
Captain Marvel, but not Brie Larson. The other Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau.
Rambeau.
Or it could be a character that's not even been introduced yet, but was a big character in the comics. It could be Blue Marvel.
That's what I was going to say. I've heard
Adam
that too, but
it could be Adam
says it's a dude. Because somebody says it's a guy. It's also what.
Well, if you slow down the frames, it looks like there's a goatee and mustache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
which makes people think that it's Superior Iron Man because Tony, the face. Tony's got a goatee, But if you slow down the frames though, and you look at because the person's wearing like this headgear.
Let me pop before we get. Let me pop Kevin's. I didn't even know they had it. Devin said said on Android stream off topic, but the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre is horrible. Don't watch it. I heard they were making it. I didn't realize they already made it. They already made it already.
Yeah, it's already been released on Netflix. It got released last night.
Jesus Christ! I heard they were making one, but damn, they made one that quick.
Well,
I'm not seeing it. I heard it's horrible.
Just to answer Devin's Devin's comment here. I guess that's really subjective because I've heard some people like it. I haven't myself watched it yet, so I don't have an opinion on it. But my brother watched it and he liked it. So, and we're all like big time horror people in our family. So if my brother liked it, it's usually okay, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a wonderful movie, but if my brother liked it, it's usually pretty good, because he's real picky.
But they just had a reboot 2 years ago. I mean,
more than that, about 4 years ago.
4, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, okay, I heard they were making it, but I didn't know it was already released already. I was like, oh wow, I had feelings.
Yeah, they kind of snuck this one in on us. They kind of dropped this one without us.
Carol says they ruined a good Chainsaw Massacre opportunity.
Yeah, but notice she has a question mark at the end of her comment. She's wondering if they ruined it. I don't think.
I mean,
have you watched it, Carol?
I mean, that's gonna be up to the people. I know that Army of the Dead or that Snyder made. Some people like that and some don't. So I mean, it's
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's highly subjective. Some people are gonna like it. Some aren't.
Hey, Ashley, what's going on? What's going on?
But back to the Doctor Strange thing real quick. There's if you slow down the frames, it looks like there's headgear. It looks like there's a mask on the sides of the character's face.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks either like Adam Brashear's original helmet that he wore with his first Blue Marvel costume, or it looks like there's several pictures you can find online of Invincible Iron Man, and he rarely ever wore his faceplate on the costume. So it kind of looks like his maskless face helm on the Invincible Iron Man costume. So,
okay.
But also and the reason why this character is confusing everybody, if you slow down the frame rate though, it almost looks like it has the wide hips and boobs of a woman. It's almost woman shaped, which is why everybody's saying it's Monica Rambeau. So it could be anybody at this point.
Well, it could be. Well, Marvel, sometimes they throw stuff in there they don't actually have in the movie. They just.
And I wanted to also point out, this isn't the first time Marvel has bait and switched us with a trailer. Remember, the original trailer for Infinity War showed the Incredible Hulk in Hulk form at the Battle of Wakanda. And that never happened.
Exactly. And you got to remember, they did reshoots. So this could be something before the reshoots, and then they've changed it.
Sorry, Superior Iron Man. You are right, Tony. It's Superior Iron Man, which is a really interesting form of Iron Man. It's almost like a possessed Iron Man. But anyway.
It's going to be Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, supposedly. They said it's almost 100% confirmed. Well,
now they're also saying we could see Deadpool. in this movie. And I say, I think the way that they're going to bring in Deadpool, if they do, is he's not going to be like a major thing in this movie. He's just going to kind of walk in like an end credit scene or whatever. Because he does the whole fourth wall breaks and he talks to the audience. So he's going to like show up and walk through a portal at the end of the movie and be like, oh, okay.
That's probably
this is a thing.
Probably in credit scene. Well, I mean,
but Ryan Reynolds has said no. When they asked him, he said, no, I'm not in Doctor Strange 2. But have you noticed whenever they ask Ryan Reynolds questions, and he did this a lot back during the Deadpool movies, he is.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds used to do this back during the Deadpool movies when they would ask him questions about the Deadpool movies. Ryan Reynolds has a very good way of telling you yes without telling you yes. Look at his face.
Oh yeah.
If he does that kind of deranged looking little smile thing when you're asking him a question, but he doesn't say anything, that's usually him giving. That's a sign of him saying yes because of that smile, because of the way his humor is.
Yeah. Well, look at Andrew Garfield. He denied it all the way up to the movie came out that he wasn't in.
Fucking Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield with his "I'm not the werewolf" fucking comments in that one interview. And now he's gone back and done an interview with the same guy that he said that on since the movie's been out. And he said, yeah, I was the werewolf, blah, 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 blah. But, it's almost like we know they just can't say it officially, because actors are going to do that. Like there's certain things they can't answer questions to.
They're under contract because they don't want Disney and them, they want it so secretive,
Well, it's like Andrew was talking about when he's really good friends with Emma Stone, the woman who played the actress that played Gwen Stacy in his movie.
Yeah,
and he said that he couldn't even. She asked him if he was going to be in Spider-Man: No Way Home, and he didn't tell her. Yeah. And he said that she got aggravated with him because she was like, "Just go ahead and tell me you're in the movie, blah blah blah. I won't tell anybody." And he said he kept telling her no. And then he said that whenever she saw the movie, she called him up and said, "You're a jerk."
You know why? He wants some more. He wants his third movie. Is what it is. He wants to and he'll get it. And he'll get probably more cameos.
Especially with he really redeemed himself with that performance in No Way Home.
Yeah,
he did a really good job with that performance. Exactly. And it's like they said, it made Sony realize that he actually was good. It was just their overloaded damn scripts that screwed up his movie, Because I'm sorry, but Amazing Spider-Man 2 Amazing Spider-Man 2 suffered from the same problem that Spider-Man 3 suffered from. Too many villains in a movie. Because Spider-Man 3, Tobey's Spider-Man 3 had Venom, Hobgoblin, the second Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And there were just too many. There was too much Sandman. There was just too much to concentrate on in that movie. And Amazing Spider-Man 2 had the same problem. There were too many bad guys.
Yeah.
You can't overload a movie without having the audience go, "Whoa, slow down, hold on."
They had too many, and then they had Show Impossible more, because you remember at the end when they showed all those suits, they had a Vulture suit, they had a Doc Ock suit, so they were like, "Whoa!" They already Sinister Six in it already before they even get it established. But yeah, but I want him to get his third movie. I mean, I think he deserves it. Now, I mean, he
honestly, Tobey may get a fourth movie. I don't know.
Yeah. They want all three of them again together, so Sony's going to figure out them. They're going to get with Marvel.
Of course, the rumor I've heard, and again, take all rumors with a grain of salt until we hear them for certain from Marvel or Sony. But this was the rumor I heard. They're going to keep Tom at least for another trilogy in the MCU before they introduce Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom's going to be the MCU Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Sony, the Sonyverse that they're building, is going to keep Andrew Garfield as their Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then Toby is going to take up the part of Old Man Spider, and he's going to be the multiversal Spider-Man. He's going to be all over the place.
When you got Madam Web too, they already confirmed Madam Web. So
that's the thing that right there proves that Sony's going to do something multiversal because they're bringing Madam Web in, and Madam Web is the core of the spider totems.
Yep.
Which means they're eventually going to bring Into the Spider-Verse live action.
Oh yeah, then you got Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman. That Spider-Woman is supposedly already working also too.
Well, there's so many what they call spider totems, which are people throughout the multiverse that have the power of the spider that carry the other inside of them.
Yeah.
You know, because and they're eventually going to introduce a villain called Morlun, and Morlun hunted the spider people across the multiverse. Morlun hunted the spider people, and he killed them whenever he found them because he took their power. Like, there's a point where he attacked Peter Parker in the 616 Marvel Universe and ripped out his eye and ate it in front of him.
Ooh.
Well, Tony, let me talk on that. This Madam Web, if it's Dakota Johnson playing Madam Web, then it's not going to be the first Madam Web. It'll be the second. The original Madam Web, Cassandra. This won't be Cassandra's Madam Web. This will be the second Madam Web, her niece or whoever the hell took over for her. Personally, I don't like the idea of them casting Dakota Johnson, but hey, whatever. Sony's gonna do what Sony want to do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same way. And it was she's a good actress, but she's just, you know, they could have found an older person for the role. Yeah, it's just don't, you know, you don't see them being a young actress like that. But, you know, they have a plan for it. You know, they can do that de-aging or whatever they, you know, figure out how they're going to do it anyway. So it's crazy.
Yeah, Tony, to speak on what you're saying there, the other, a rumor I've heard, and again, grain of salt, a big one, is that Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker is going to embody the other. Just like Toby embodies Old Man Spider. I
said that'll be interesting.
So yeah, and if they do the other storyline with Andrew Garfield, that's gonna get really, really disturbing really, really quick. Because that was a disturbing storyline. That was kind of out there because it talked about how the soul of the spider was inside all of the spider totems.
Mention of Spider-Man. Okay, then we go back. This is back to Doctor Strange. I saw a rumor. From a source. Somebody was doing a video on YouTube. They said that Toby is possibly in here, and Wanda's going to kill him. You think they're going to put a Spider-Man in this movie, or you think that's just maybe? You know,
I think it'd be a missed opportunity if they didn't, because this movie is technically a sequel to No Way Home with the whole multiversal thing going on. And if they don't put one of the Spider-Men in it, it's a missed opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The other storyline was very dark, Tony. I agree. But yeah, if they don't put either Toby or Andrew or all three of them in this movie, it's going to be a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's because they said she's going to kill him. Supposedly, Wanda's going to. I guess she's going to kill quite a few characters on this multiversal characters.
Well, and that's the thing. What we may get with this is, I think what they're going to do with this movie is reset the Marvel Universe, the MCU. So they can bring in certain things like the mutants, because that's not going to be a real easy thing to do if they keep the current Marvel timeline. Because, you know, there have been mutants supposedly for thousands of years on the planet, and now why weren't they during these big battles? Where were they when Thanos snapped? Where were they when, you know, all of this shit was going on? So what I think is going to happen is this is kind of like a soft reboot of Marvel, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because you know, it wasn't Marvel's fault that they didn't have those properties before when they started the MCU.
Oh yeah.
And if they waited this long until the Disney owned those properties to start the MCU, we would not be into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when they started the MCU with Iron Man, that was it's like they struck gold it was just the right moment for it.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. That was just the right moment for it when they set that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And had they waited till they rebought all the properties, then we may not have gotten the MCU like we've had it for 10, 12 years now.
Exactly.
Actually, more than that, it's more like 14 years now. Jesus, God, it's been around for a long time.
Well, even going in that, the Illuminati, we know we're getting the Illuminati, but we're not sure what Illuminati we're going to get.
Well, we definitely know Xavier is going to be there. We definitely know Xavier's there.
Xavier, yeah.
Most likely Baron Mordo is on the council.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard a really interesting rumor, and this is from Rob Jefferson over at Comics Explained. He's a really big comic book YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he's up on all like storylines all the way back in the day, and he puts out like 2 or 3 hour long videos explaining whole comic book storyline. You should look him up sometime. The channel's called Comics Explained. It's a really neat channel.
Okay.
In fact, I'll probably drop a link sometime during our show tonight so people can subscribe and check him out.
Yeah,
but he's a really nice dude. He'll meet people at Comic-Con. That he'll meet his subscribers. He's a really cool guy. Anyway, he said that what if it's all a ruse? What if the members of the Illuminati are Kang, masquerading as members of the Illuminati?
Oh, that could actually that could work.
Because there's such a thing in the comics as it's called the Council of Kang, which are different versions of Kang the Conqueror from across the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if he's trying in his bid to take over the multiverse, which we know from Loki he's trying to do, and the fact that he can't control Wanda, or what if he can't control Wanda though? What if she's the one thing that can be dangerous to him? Yeah. So he puts on the mask of different members of the quote unquote Illuminati to tempt in Doctor Strange so he could use Doctor Strange against Wanda.
Could be.
And if he takes Wanda out, then he's got nobody that can to beat him when he takes over the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're getting Black Bolt. We're getting Black Bolt. We're getting Black Bolt. They said that's pretty much confirmed. The guy who did the
Inhuman, the leader of the Inhumans. He's another member of the Illuminati.
Yeah, he's going to definitely be. It's the same guy who played that series that went on ABC 10 years ago. But he's a badass. I'd like to see him go up against Wanda because he opens his mouth. He pretty much destroys.
Well, dude, he could destroy planets with that scream. That's what I want to see. That's why he speaks with a whisper. If you'll notice in the comics, he speaks with a whisper. It's because the last time he raised his voice, he killed his family.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see him against Wanda, unless that's like a fake Black Bolt. Maybe it's like you said, it's a Kang Black Bolt instead.
Well, I mean, even if it's Kang wearing their faces, he still uses their powers. And that doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to get those characters in the MCU because he had to get the idea from somewhere. Anton Mount.
That's the guy, right? That's who plays Black Bolt, right?
Yeah.
And that's good. They hope they revive the. I know they're talking about reviving Inhumans with the Miss Marvel show and all that. Because if you ever seen that show, it was okay, but it was they really let that show down. It could have been
well, the show was pretty bad. But it's because at the time, since Fox still owned the X-Men, they were going to try to make the Inhumans the MCU X-Men.
X-Men, yeah.
And they did that in the comics too, which didn't do very well either. The Inhumans are not very popular. They're a lot like the Eternals. The Eternals aren't very popular either. But the truth of the matter is, though, and I had this question the other day on another stream. They asked me,
showing up, bro.
Hey, man, you get some rest, Tony. I look forward to working with you. Take it easy, man.
By, man.
But Inhumans 5-0.
Yeah. Well, it originally was supposed to have been a movie. Kevin Feige wanted that as a movie, but back then Disney had that TV side with a Perlman, and he sort of screwed
Perlmutter. It was Ike
Perlmutter, whatever his
Perlmutter.
name, Perlmutter, whatever. He sort of screwed Feige on the Inhuman thing, and that's when it went to a television show instead of a movie.
Yeah, Ike Perlmutter was a fucking moron. And he's one of those executives that interfered too much. And the thing with the MCU and why it works so well is Feige, as long as you leave Feige alone, Feige can get shit done.
He was like a Kathleen Kennedy of Marvel, is what he was. Pretty much.
But the thing with Kevin Feige, if you leave Feige alone and let Feige do what Feige do, he makes good shit, you know? But if you try to hold him up, it gets just as bad, you know, as everything else.
Well,
anyway, I had somebody... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, Perlmutter almost got Kevin Feige to leave Marvel, because you remember back in the day before Bob Iger said, "Okay, Kevin Feige, you're the man. You're in charge of it all." Perlmutter was over, dicking around and all that, pissing Feige off. Feige was about ready to take off and leave, and we might have saw Feige if he wouldn't have put Bob Iger wouldn't have pushed Perlmutter up to the side and say, "Hey, it's Feige's call, not yours." Feige might have ran to DC or something, and it would have been a whole different ball game. Then you never know.
That would not have been good, dude.
And then we could have been having some really crappy Marvel movies if that would have happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm very glad that Ike Perlmutter is gone. He was not. He had a lot of stupid ideas, to be honest. A lot of these executives at these companies, especially with superhero movies, they just want to keep on beating the same dead horse. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep putting out that one character that makes them all the money because they think it's gonna be able to continue forever. What they don't realize is comic book fans, and especially comic book movie fans, are very, very mercurial, and they don't want to keep getting slapped in the face with the same characters over and over. That's why there's been some burnout with Batman, because every 4 or 5 years we get a revival of Batman, and I'm not saying that this new Matt Reeves movie is going to suck. I think it's going to be great. But it's just, we just had the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. We just had Ben Affleck. We just had, and here you are putting another character in the cape and cowl, another actor, and it's just like, okay, well, cool, I guess.
Ben Affleck didn't even get his own movie. I mean, they say he didn't really. I mean, he shared a movie with Superman. He really wasn't.
Yeah, what's funny is he's the only Batman that did not get his own movie, and he's the only Batman that did not face his own rogues gallery. You notice the only time
that he really got to face was Joker on a technicality, and even Deadshot. But that, I don't even know if it would really count, because it's not even. It wasn't even in his own movie. It was just a cameo appearance in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I was about to say that, and really, it was like that really wasn't even that was like a flashback scene, like. And that's the only villain of his that he faced in any of those movies. I mean, he didn't face his own rogues gallery. He didn't get his own standalone movie. And a lot of that is on Warner Brothers' shoulders, because this Matt Reeves movie was originally a Ben Affleck script that he turned in, and Warner Brothers didn't want to go with everything that Affleck wanted to do with that script. So Affleck said, okay, well, then I don't want to do it if you're going to cut up the script that much. So Warner screwed Affleck over and went to Matt Reeves and goes, well, we got this idea for a story. We want you to fix it the way we want it. And now even Matt Reeves is like, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own thing.
Well, Ben Affleck was supposed to direct it too, supposedly.
Yeah, they screwed Ben over. And the only saving grace that Ben Affleck had for anything is, Ben Affleck did the reshoots for the Snyder Cut out of appreciation to Zack Snyder. He didn't do it for WB.
No.
He came back and recorded those reshoots for the Snyder Cut for Zack. It had nothing to do with the WB. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe he took payment for it either, for those reshoots. He just went and did it as a favor to Zach.
Yeah,
I think that was the case. Yeah.
See, that's the thing about these directors, that these big companies screw these directors. Same way James Gunn. Look how many of those characters Marvel, they don't want to reprise their role. They look like Dave Bautista, and he's got a few others in there. They're willing to go work for Warner Brothers or wherever he goes. You know, they was like hell with Marvel. You know.
And I'm going to say it, and I don't want to be controversial, but the hell with it, I'm going to say it. There's a difference in Snyder fans and what I call Snyder cultists or Snyder bros. Okay. Snyder fans are guys like Enosh over at Poindexter Lounge, like Mad Max over at Madness Movies and Entertainment. Those are Snyder fans. Okay. Those are people that worked with Zack Snyder to get the Snyder Cut made. Okay. They were at Justice Con. They were doing interviews with the people involved with making the Snyder Cut and everything else. Those are true Snyder fans. And I consider myself one, even though I didn't do much for the movement when it was there. Okay. Then you have these, what I call Snyder cultists or Snyder bros. And the problem with them is this. If they don't get what they expect from the Snyder, from the Snyderverse, they're going to shit on everything else involved.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Peacemaker, for example.
And we're getting this evidence with Peacemaker.
Exactly.
And I know a YouTuber, and I'm not going to say his name, even though I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I did, but it's somebody I've worked with that knew that cameo was going to happen before it happened. Because he spoke with a certain little speedy red-suited actor the weekend before. And I'm sure you know who. I'm trying not to put names out there, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were talking about the Peacemaker thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're definitely talking about Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, okay, sure. But no, he had gotten communication from this actor, and he was told that there may be some stuff coming down the line, and that we all just need to calm down and let Warner Brothers do its job. So I'm just going to put this out there. Again, grain of salt, big one. But the Snyderverse may not be over. And all of these Snyder cultists going, well, all this new WB stuff is proving that they're gonna get rid of the Snyderverse. No, look. First of all, I want you to notice a couple of things. And you saw Peacemaker, you saw the cameos. The uniform the Flash was wearing, Ezra Miller's Flash was wearing, was Snyder's Flash costume.
Yeah.
I think he also wore that in the Joss Whedon version too.
Yeah. We was talking about how James Gunn, Marvel allowed James Gunn to use their equipment to film that when they were doing Guardians 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I read that. I read that article too. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And that just goes to prove to you right there that those studios aren't fighting against each other.
No.
You know.
And what you talked about the Snyder, one reason why it may not be dead is Discovery is fixing to take over Warner Brothers here within months, I guess, when this merger finally. So there are going to be some new dogs on top of the top of the
especially the top dog that's involved. Zaz, what the hell? I can't remember. It's a D name, Zaslow or something like that. The guy that's going to be the top guy over there at Warner Discovery.
Yeah,
dude, he's a good dude, man. Like he's really there for the fandoms and stuff. And
oh yeah,
there's going to be some changes, but the problem with it is the Snyder cultists are going to want changes just to happen automatically, and that's not going to happen.
No,
because when you do a merger like this, and this was proven by Marvel when Marvel bought Fox, it takes months, dude, to get it all finished and nailed down and everything else. And and I remember when Marvel bought the Fox properties again, everybody just automatically wanted them to make an X-Men movie just right away, And Feige was like,
did you lose your pad? Must have lost it. Yeah, Yeah, when with Disney bought Disney Fox, and they.
But he did. But he said, it's going to be 3-4 years down the line. I can't do it just right away. And it's going to be the same with the WB merger with Discovery. It's not, they're going to the Snyder cultists are going to expect a something done right now, and you can't have that, man.
Oh yeah,
it's going to take time, and the shakeup over at WB is going to last a month.
Probably a year or two, probably until they get
it's
settled.
It's only just now calming down for Marvel and Fox, they're finally getting a chance to, okay, suddenly we can use Professor Xavier, and that wasn't possible even just 6 months ago, really. And that's why they had to go through, and this is why I told people they had to go through reshoots for Doctor Strange 2, because certain things have finally come available to use now, officially. It's like, okay, they're taking the Defenders shows, Daredevil,
King
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're taking all of that off of Netflix. You know why? Because they're finally going to bring it back to Disney Plus or Hulu.
Yeah, probably Hulu would, because they're rated. Unless they put the rated R content, which they'll put it on international, but they won't in America. We don't
right.
Get that.
But see, that's the thing, though. Kevin Feige told people that he wasn't going to be able to touch Daredevil and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and Punisher for 2 years. Well, that 2 years is up now. So suddenly we get Daredevil in the Spider-Man movie. We get, we're going to get the Fox properties. That's becoming a given now.
Pretty much, Kevin Feige has control of all of Marvel right now. I mean, he's got all the characters, even the ones Sony owns. They're letting him play with them. So I mean,
well, yeah, and that's because the head over there of Sony, she's a team player. She really is. She's like because she understands that. At first she fought against him. She fought what Feige wanted to do, and as she's done interviews about it, she even says now she's like, I was wrong, because Kevin really does know what he's doing. And she also realizes that Kevin Feige pretty much shits gold, okay?
Oh yeah.
Like he's, and I'm not, and please, oh God, don't call me a simp for this, but the guy knows what he's doing. And why I say don't call me a simp for this is because the last time I said anything good about Disney Marvel, I got called a Disney simp, which I simp for no one except for certain good-looking young lady. But anyway, I'm not a simp. I honestly, though, I'm not a simp, but I can see goodness when I see it, and just because you hate Disney doesn't mean that they can't put out good products.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of, and I've talked about this the last few days about, I was on a panel yesterday, and I'm not going to give too many details, but it was about the X-Men, X-Men properties and stuff. And I did not have a good time on that panel because of certain things that happened. And it's not the fault of the guy who hosted the panel. He was, it was opinions were not positive over there on that panel, because I defended some of Disney's decisions with Marvel when it comes to the X-Men. I like the recent X-Men comic storylines that Jonathan Hickman started, the House of X and Powers of 10 and stuff like that. I think that they're doing really good with the X books right now, when Marvel Comics really isn't doing very good with much other stuff. But a certain person over there said, well, no, I don't like you do the new stuff, blah, 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 implying that Disney is not, that Disney is screwing Marvel. And my opinion on that is, and you see it with Star Wars all the time, just because somebody put, and I'm not saying that Disney's not screwing up with Star Wars, because they are, okay? Quite frankly, a lot of the Star Wars properties are just okay, they're meh. Like how they ended Book of Boba Fett, And I had real hope for that, because those last couple episodes were really good, and then we got that anticlimactic finale, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm not gonna say I hated it, but
Wasn't the best. Wasn't the best. It was like,
But a lot of the time, a lot of the time with fandom, you get this. Everybody wants to hate on Disney, so nothing they can do will ever be good. And I can prove you wrong with Marvel. Marvel prints the MCU movies print money like hand over fist. Even the bad ones made good money. Okay, even the bad MCU movies made good money.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that proves right there that Disney knows something. I mean, I don't think that too many people treat Disney like as the evil overlord, bad stepfather. And people just need to get over that shit, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to know why they do that? It's because of the money.
Yeah.
Which I just think is ridiculous, because you know what? As much as I will criticize Disney Star Wars and, even some of the MCU, I will still come out and say, hey, this was actually pretty good. Like Spider-Man, that was awesome.
And that's the thing. Let me fully remind a lot of these people that are going to detract on what I say. And I know there's people that lurk out there and listen to what I say and then go after me on other panels. Yeah, I know you guys pay attention, damn it. But if it wasn't for Disney, a lot of this shit you guys wouldn't have anymore.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Even the bad stuff. Okay? Lucas was done, guys. When he sold the Star Wars properties, he was done. He didn't want to do it anymore. And if Disney hadn't come along and paid him for the rights to Star Wars, we wouldn't have even the chance to fight about this shit, okay? Catch what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the same for Marvel. Marvel was failing hardcore, dude.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for Disney coming along, we would never have had those MCU movies.
Or we wouldn't have had certain ones, because like Shang-Chi, I don't think we would have.
Well, no, because what Marvel's doing is they're bringing obscure characters that nobody really knows and trying to make them popular. And let me keep in mind, as a Marvel fan from before Disney bought Marvel, nobody really gave a fuck who Iron Man was.
True.
Nobody gave a fuck who Black Widow was. Nobody knew these characters. When you said Marvel, people knew Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Blade.
Hulk.
That's all they knew, and Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk.
These other characters that, like, RDJ made Iron Man.
I'm not. Shifty says I'm not using.
Actually, Shifty, if you give that a chance, I think it might be really good. I think it's like almost like a low-key sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit from back in the day.
I saw, because people kept talking about it. I saw that the other day, and there's a couple scenes on there a little cringy looking, but I guess that's the way they made it to look like.
Okay, do you remember the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay, that movie was cringy as hell, but it was fun. It was fun, and that's what they're doing with this. This movie is very tongue-in-cheek. It's very irreverent, and it's very meta. It knows what it is, okay? It knows that it's a silly lump of weirdness, and I think that's what's going to make it a good movie. I honestly think if you look past the cringe factor of that movie, okay, well, you can have your opinion, buddy. Just don't shit on anybody else for liking it.
Right.
But just, for I think you're going to have comedy gold with that movie. I think you are. And I say that, and one of my really good friends thinks it's horrible. A horrible idea. Raquel thinks it's a horrible idea.
This should have been part of the MCU. Now this movie is going to be Disney Plus exclusive, right? This ain't going to be a theater movie, right?
I don't believe it will be. No, I do believe it's just. I do think it's just a Disney Plus exclusive.
Okay.
And yes, I do agree with you, Shifty Gizm. They should have done that. They should have made it a Disney afternoon crossover, because all those old Disney afternoon shows were really good.
DuckTales, man. Darkwing Duck. That's what I want to see. Darkwing Duck.
Well, did you notice Scrooge McDuck's in that movie?
Yeah, I seen a DuckTales thing in there.
Yeah. Now,
yeah.
I think they missed the boat by not having Darkwing in there, but you don't know. They might not show Darkwing yet. He may be there.
They need to do a Darkwing Duck, man. The live action Darkwing. Yeah, what they need to do, and Disney has the property that will be fire. And we lost an Android. Android, this lost him. Would be fire, and it's Gargoyles, man. If the Gargoyles, the old Gargoyles TV.
Oh God, yes, that would be great.
What, dude? That you know how many people would? I mean, especially us, people in the 80s, and I came out with the early 90s. Wasn't it man, I love that show. I checked it on it's on Disney Plus now. But can you imagine doing that? A live action, a new CGI. We got all this technology we got now. Or even even if you don't do a movie, do a new series or a continuation of that series, or make it a more updated series of it. I mean, I would be definitely down for that.
I love Gargoyles. I love Gargoyles. Which is really funny because by the time Gargoyles came out, I was a teenager already. I wasn't in the age group that you would think would have watched that show, but I loved it. And what's even funnier is my dad was in his 50s and loved that show.
Yeah. Well, it's not like a cartoon. It's more like a comic book type show. It's it's like watching like the old Spider-Man, or that it's more edgier, and it ain't like it ain't like DuckTales or Rescue. I still like those. I mean, I grew up on those, but I'm just saying. But it's more edgier. It's got that more, like Shifty said, Thundercats, stuff like that.
But going back to the point I was trying to make about Disney and people being mad about Disney and what Disney does, blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
You realize there are several YouTubers whose careers were based on bashing Disney.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers, the same.
Or Warner Brothers. So look, if it wasn't for these companies, guys, you wouldn't be making the money you're making on hate clicks.
Exactly.
So why are you mad at Disney? They're not doing anything different than you are.
And here's the thing, you might not like everything Disney does, but if Disney has money to have things to be produced and be made, you have to have money. Like if you had back Marvel where they were about to go out of business, that's why I brought up Shang-Chi. I wasn't bringing it being a bad thing. I'm glad we got Shang-Chi. I enjoyed the movie, but guess what? A lot of people didn't know who the hell Shang-Chi was. And do you think of Marvel when they're about to go under? You think they're going to spend $100 million or 90? I don't know how much a movie cost, $75-100 million to make. You think they would have invested $100 million to make that movie, knowing that nobody knew that character at all?
Hell no.
But Disney says, okay, Kevin's gonna. But they say Kevin Feige's. Everybody's backing on Kevin. Got the Marvel brand. He's got the Marvel brand. Everybody knows it now. It's gold.
Well, another plus for Kevin Feige when it comes to Kevin Feige is he's a fan. Hey Sherry, how you doing? He's actually a fan of Marvel. He's a Marvel fan, and that's the problem they have over at WB. Not many of the executives are honest to God honest to God DC fans. They're just not. But what makes the MCU work or Disney Marvel work is because you have a guy in charge that honest to God is a Marvel fan. You realize Feige has been around since the old X-Men animated series.
Yeah. Well, he's a fanboy in his own movies. He's got the dream job, You imagine like you're fans of all these characters and you're in charge to make the movies yourself. That's what I can't wait. We was talking about all this build up, and he's got the whole sand pit now. He's got everybody. He can work with the Sonys. They're good with him. He's good with the Hulk. He's good with this. Wait to Secret Wars. That's coming. You imagine when that's got to have that. You got to have all these characters. You got to have everybody. You got to have Dr. Doom. All these main characters. X-Men. Fantastic Four, boom, boom. That's what I said. Somebody was asking me when they're going to make that. It's going to be a while because she's got to get Fantastic Four in there first, and got to get Dr. Doom.
Yeah, we're not gonna have Secret Wars until Phase 6, most likely.
Yeah, but it's coming though. You
Well,
see
yeah,
it.
it's
coming.
We're gonna get Secret Invasion first, which is the Skrull thing, which is fine. It was a good storyline, but yeah, Secret Wars. When Secret Wars finally comes, dear God, dude,
Oh man,
you're gonna have a lot. You think Infinity War was an ensemble movie? You think Endgame was an ensemble movie? There's going to be so much going on screen when Secret Wars happens. It boom, because they're eventually to have Secret Wars. They're eventually going to have to introduce the Beyonders.
Beyond, yeah,
and that's on a whole other level, dude. That's like beyond God level. Because where the Celestials are only gods in each one of the multiversal realities, the Beyonders are gods of the multiverse. And that's a whole other level of weirdness that they could go with, But it's coming. It's all coming. And somebody was trying to tell me the other day in a panel that Kevin Feige's going to leave Marvel after a few more years, blah 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 blah. No. And I told him, I said, no, look, dude, this guy has got plans into the 2030s. Okay, he's talking about another 10 to 20 years worth more of stuff that he wants to work on.
Yeah,
I don't think. First of all, Feige's got, like you said, a dream job, dude. He can print money over there at Disney, and
if
they leave him alone. They leave him alone, and
yeah. If he does anything, he'll take over Star Wars too. But I don't know if you want to do that. They may offer it to him, eventually if Kathleen Kennedy, or he might take Bob Iger's or Bob's Chapek job, in the future. You never know.
Honestly, what I want to see happen with Star Wars is I want Kathleen out.
Yeah,
she's poison for the Star Wars brand. Unfortunately, she's going to be there for a few more years because she just re-signed her contract. But yeah,
and Kevin Feige did too. He upped his too, also. So
yeah, but I would like, and this is what I would like to happen for Star Wars. I want to see Kathleen out, and I want them to actually show Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni they trust them. I want them to stop being held back because I think those two guys could Kevin Feige Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I've heard a lot of hate for those two even here lately because, the Book of Boba Fett just proves that they're not going to get rid of the sequel trilogy. Guys, they were never going to get rid of the sequel trilogy to begin with. Okay,
they were never going to.
That was never going to happen.
They put too much money into it, and plus they also are doing shit, on the side to tie into the sequel trilogy. They're not going to get rid of it anytime soon.
People hate the sequel trilogy. Okay, I know there's things I don't like about it, but listen, that sequel trilogy is $5 billion in Disney. It made money. Like it or not, it made $5 billion combined, all three movies, or six, almost six. I mean, it's hard to just say we're going to erase this and throw away forever. I mean, it's like I said, even like it or not, it still made $5 billion.
Well, it's like Enosh over at Poindexter Lounge. He said he has the take on Disney Star Wars sequels that everybody hates him for. Well, with the exception of those of us that are friends with Enosh that understand why he's saying why he says what he's saying. He says that the one movie that all of the fandom ministers hated, and I'm going to say it, and it's going to probably cause people to uproar, but everybody, all the fandom ministers hated the Last Jedi.
That's where it started, pretty much.
Right. But Enosh, and he has a long thing, and he explains it to you why he thinks this. Enosh thinks it's a perfect Star Wars movie. And it has to do with the biggest problem with Star Wars, and this is more of a problem than even Marvel. The biggest problem with Star Wars is nostalgia. Too many people see that as their childhood, okay?
Milton says, I love The Last Jedi. What's The Last Jedi, by the way?
Milton.
Last Jedi? What Last Jedi?
What Last Jedi? No, but like, hear me out. This is what Enosh says. And I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not gonna go into the whole diatribe.
Go ahead.
people like the biggest problem and why there's a lot of toxic Star Wars fan is because of the nostalgia train. Okay, a lot of people grew up with Star Wars, the original trilogy movies, and even the prequels. And you ever notice, like, those of us who grew up with the original movies, we're not happy about the prequels.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that back when the prequels came out. Yeah, people.
Now, mind you, I was stoked. I just wanted anything Star Wars. I read all the extended universe novels. I read all the comic books that were put out. Every bit of Star Wars stuff. Me growing up, I wanted all of it. I didn't care whether the story was crazy or not. I wanted all of it.
Even the Ewok movies. Even the Ewok movies,
which makes me cringe.
I enjoy. When I was a kid, I thought they were great, man. I went back to one the other day, and I was like, "Damn, they weren't that good." But for a kid, though, damn, I enjoy after watching
the only Star Wars movie that I ever really just straight out hated was the Christmas special.
Oh, it's just a little cringy. I seen it on Facebook or YouTube. I mean, but it's still you got to watch it. It's one of the things, even if you don't like it, it's got
Milton. Yes, toxic Star Wars fans are like those toads that you don't want to lick because they'll make you hallucinate and shit.
Yeah,
you don't want to lick a toxic Star Wars fan; it'll make you hallucinate and shit.
I'll tell you. You talk about those Ewok movies. Because my dad took me to see the Return of the Jedi in the theater, and I was real young then. And anything Star Wars then, man, that was like that was fire, man. That was even the cartoons I watched. I remember watching them. They had the best cartoons, but I think it was the droids and the Ewok thing.
Yeah, there was an Ewok cartoon and there was a droids cartoon. Yeah,
the Ewok cartoon was sort of like I guess it was before the Gummy Bears. I watched it the other day. I said, they copied the Gummy Bear, but they were before the Gummy Bear. The Gummy Bears copied them.
Yeah.
But I watched those two movies again. I was like, yeah, they weren't the best, but I brought back childhood memories because I was excited. Even I was like, damn, because
you guys want to know which Star Wars movie was the first one I saw in the theaters?
Which one?
I saw A New Hope in the theater when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was about 4 or 5 years old at the time. I think I had just turned 4. I was about to turn 5 when it came out because the day that they released Kenobi is going to be the 45th anniversary of Star Wars: A New Hope. And
77, right? That's when it came
out.
70. I was born in
77.
I wasn't born yet. I believe. When did Return with the Empire Strikes Back come out?
Empire came out in 83.
Okay, I saw. Okay, I was little, but my dad took me to film because I did see that because I was what was I? I was like 4 or 5, but I remember it because then I was so stoked to go see the Return of the Jedi because it was like, oh hell yeah, it was that was my first experience.
Yeah, because it was 77, 83, and 86 were the 3 original Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like I said, then you had the Ewok, them, like it wasn't the best, but I was a child and I was like, well, they were exciting back then. So anything, man, Star Wars back then was exciting, man.
Yeah, well, of course they were. It's like
I remember when because I go into Disney and they built that Star Tours ride. Oh my god! I mean, it's just an old simulator ride now, but oh my god, that was like I remember that first time I was like, we got to ride this, and then everybody was wanting to ride it because that was technology. That was the high tech technology of the day. I remember the first time we rode it, we waited like 2.5 hours for an old simulator ride, but I was so excited, man, because that was it's like Star Wars, so it's just crazy. Let's see what does Mr. Milton have to say. It's 6:30. Where's he at? He must be in he's overseas, and I'm not sleepy yet. Tonight I'm crazy normal. I'm sleep till midnight at this hour. We appreciate sharing. Indeed, it seemed to hang out. Same crowd. Yeah. Like I said, like the new Disney stuff is, I don't like some of it, but I'll still watch it. I'm not gonna like ban it. I know that, and that's the problem with like Solo. I actually didn't. It wasn't that to me. It wasn't that bad of a movie. I mean, it just came out a wrong time. They should have delayed it a year, I think, and it wouldn't have probably took a beating like it did.
Yeah,
because it just came out too soon after, and I probably not Last Jedi. It's people wanted something different. Well, I guess they gave us something different. They wasn't expecting it. Just and
well,
that's the thing.
Okay. Look, over the years, people have built up this opinion of Luke Skywalker that he's some sort of massive hero and a wonderful guy and everything. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a really, and this is going to be really controversial. And keep in mind, I am a hardcore Star Wars fan, but he really wasn't even a Jedi. He really wasn't even a Jedi.
No, he wasn't.
And, people take that as an affront against their childhood, and it's not. You just have to pay attention to what the movies are telling you. Okay. He trained with Obi-Wan Kenobi for like a week. He trained with Yoda for like 6 months. Mm-hmm. That didn't make him a Jedi, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, did he train on his own in the years after the Emperor? Yes, of course he did. Because he was alone and he was trying to figure this shit out on his own.
Mm-hmm.
But the Luke Skywalker that you see in The Last Jedi is a broken man. He tried to do something. He tried to create the Jedi and he failed. He tried to fix it and he failed.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, I got what you get done. I was going to bring that up too. But go ahead and finish. I got something about that about Luke. That I had a theory about. Food's got it all. He's got the fries, the pizza, the pretzel, and the taco. All right.
But yeah, go ahead and say what you were going to say because okay. I was pretty much at a point.
Yeah. What did Star Wars improve since? What Milton says. Star Wars has improved so much since Disney has rebooted the Dusty franchise. Fans must love what they have done with the Disney reimagining. Well, it's everybody's own opinion, but. This I was thinking about Luke. And some people might be pissed off about this theory. Luke as we put he's a fictional character, but we put him as a real person. The writers have really, even goes all the way back to George Lucas. They have really screwed him since the beginning. His love life, his training, his apprenticeship, and everything. We got to look. We first see Luke on a shithole planet, desert. He has no friends. He wants to leave. His uncle and aunt, well, I mean, he got screwed at the beginning. He got, he's had a baby, got thrown there out in the middle of the desert. He wants to leave. He gets opportunity. He gets opportunities, and then it seems like it's taken away. These droids come. They show this beautiful woman. He gets hope. Oh, I can be the hero. I can go rescue this girl. And he's in love. He's in love, but he didn't know it was his sister at the time. So, and it's not mentioned in the first movie though. That's his sister at all. So that's where the writers go in there. So he probably he's in love. Excited, with the princess. Then the writer screwed in. Okay, we're gonna throw you. Okay, we're gonna make you sister. You make her your sister. But he's like, fuck. Now I'm an inbred, or I can't look at her no more. So then his father finds out his father's an evil Dark Lord bastard. It cuts his damn hand off, and then on top of that, yes, his father died. So now, and he still has found no love of his life because now his best friend Han's already married his sister, which he was in love with at first, but hopefully they didn't do nothing for that. So then we go on to and now I guess we could go to this part with the Grogu, with Grogu and all that. So he got him a apprentice to train, and the apprentice chooses the other guy. So he's already lost. He lost his apprentice. Then I guess he'll get Ben here in the future. Ben destroys his Jedi temple, turns on him. Then the Lucasfilm, they decide to Mara Jade, which is in the old non-canon, they take his wife away from him. Well, the old EU. So the writers take his wife away from him, and then they ship his ass to an island where he's just having a drink from an old walrus, all that. So I didn't wonder why he's pissed off on that island and all that. I was thinking of all this stuff. It's a lot. He's had a hard fucking life.
He's having to milk that cow. I mean,
dude, you've took any chance he had a chance for a wife or love life. You've taken away from him. You made his father a bastard. He cut your arm off. Any apprentices he had, they've turned against him, or they burned down his temple, tried to kill him, or they decided to go with the Mando instead of you.
He kissed his sister, and
kissed his sister. So and if you look at him, he looked at Ahsoka really like, hey, you look pretty good, in that show. So I threw that on I think Basco's show or something. So maybe he has some little, maybe you never know in Ahsoka. Maybe he has some little love interest with Ahsoka or something. You never know.
He's like, but then Ahsoka's like, oh yeah, I knew your father, and he's like, motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? Hey, who cares?
I mean, yeah, that's right.
Hey, she looks pretty good. I mean, he was looking at her like, hey, maybe my father has a good looking.
I mean, she's only a couple hundred years old. I mean, she's looking pretty good for her age,
Find him a MILF, man. He don't care. This is way off topic. I know this is way off topic and all that. I'm sure some of the hardcore Star fans would roast me for that, but just figure that. The man's been. Wonder why he's pissed off on that island drinking fucking walrus juice. I mean, really,
Well, you also have to look. What did every one of his mentors do? They became hermits in hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
When things didn't go right, Obi-Wan hit on. He had the example of Obi-Wan. Where did he find Obi-Wan? On Tatooine, living in the middle of the desert in a hut by himself.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yoda, where did Yoda go? Yoda went to the swamp planet and hid.
Exactly.
In a hut by himself in the middle of nowhere. So when shit went south for Luke, what did he do? He went to Octo on an island in the middle of nowhere and drank walrus juice.
I know that probably I know that rambling I just did probably it's like people are like, what the fuck? They come in here like, what the hell's he talking about? Yeah. I'm not no Star Wars theory. I was just something I was thinking about the other day. Because especially after the Luke scene, especially we got Grogu show back up without Luke and all that. I think Luke's probably thinking, motherfucker, another one chose somebody else instead of me. It's like, man, I can't keep a woman, I can't keep a student. So damn it, I'm gonna have to just go. Even Ahsoka, I'm checking out. She said she's gonna leave too. So I'm like, damn, man. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna live on that island drinking walrus juice. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, at least he went to a place where he could meditate on the Force. I mean, exactly, Octo was one of the original Jedi planets.
He needs a hug, man. He needs somebody. He needs some.
Dude
needs a hug.
Dude needs a fucking break. Is what dude needs.
Luke loves his sister too much. Yeah, well, that's a thing, man.
Look, I'm going to say something, and it's going to seem really, really disgusting and weird. But say you're born a twin.
Yeah.
And I can say this because I was born a twin.
Oh, yeah?
Say you're born a twin, but you and your sister are split up at birth.
Uh-huh.
Twins have a connection, okay? Regardless of whether they were raised together or not, twins have a connection. So say you're split up at birth. You don't know you have a sister. Nobody ever tells you have a sister. And you just happen to meet her later on in life.
Oh yeah, and she's a hot and attractive.
You're gonna feel that connection because you have a twin connection that you don't know about. Yeah. And that can easily be confused with, well, hey, she's hot and I'm into her,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I would ever do that because but
you didn't know. But see,
didn't know.
I'm telling you, after that battle, after that battle, he blew up that Death Star. He got some reward. Maybe they went back behind the palace and say, hey, You blew up that. You saved me. You blew up that Death Star. You're getting your reward, not that damn medal, man. You're gonna get the reward tonight." And then he finds out the next. Then he finds out next. Damn it! It was my sister. What the fuck? You know. I'm just saying. He's got some man. He's got shit going through his head. He's like, God damn it! I did this with my sister. You damn writers, man. What that writing in the first. She wasn't my sister. Y'all had to write that crap in. Yeah.
Well, and you can blame that. You can blame that a lot on Lucas because
exactly, man.
When he wrote, people talk about, there was no plan for the sequel movies. Actually, there was. You want to know a trilogy that had no fucking planning? The original trilogy. With each movie, he changed the story, man. Like,
well,
we didn't know.
His father? That wasn't. I don't think Vader was originally his father.
Vader was not originally his father. Vader was the man who murdered his father. So what Obi-Wan told him, what Obi-Wan told him was true. Exactly. And that's why he even made a joke about it in Return of the Jedi. He said, because Ben says, well, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. Well, yeah, it was. There was absolutely no planning on that series, man.
That's why Chewie didn't get it. So Chewie's the one that got lucky then. After oh, Chewie.
Wookiee bone. Hey, maybe the Wookiee got to bone Luke.
And I'm like, God, where'd Nindroid go, man? I was gonna say Nindroid put that in his extended cut. Man, here, in the background.
Yeah, and what's up with that? Why did the Wookiee get screwed over and not get a medal, man? He was just as much a part of it as the rest of them were.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
That's racist against Wookiees.
Me and one my two girlfriends growing up look exactly like me. I am a hormone problem. I don't judge. I just wouldn't go out with my twin no matter how hot they were. Well, yeah, man, we would say he didn't know that was his twin. They just wrote that in. That's what I was saying. The character as a character, we're trying to put the character as a human. He got screwed and immediately be screwed because like I said, between that for A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, there was that love connection, man. Because they were like looking at each other, like, hey, I just
she kissed him to make Han jealous. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, even on Empire, it's like, hey, I just blew up that Death Star, man. It'd be like Tom Brady, especially when Tom Brady was, single. I just won the Super Bowl, and he's out there in the after party, and these girls going, woo, it's like, hey,
Han and Chewie. Leia likes men with a little hair on their chest.
Oh, we go just like those Jawas, man, like that girl with the Jawas, man. Oh my god.
Hey man, what if Leia knocked boots with Chewie, man? Come on.
Oh, man. But Chewie had a wife. Supposedly he had a wife, right? Wasn't it on
but he was out there hanging out with. He was out there hanging out with his homeboy. He wasn't ever home on the home world where his wife and his kid were, man. He was out there playing around with his homeboy,
He was a deadbeat. He was a deadbeat Chewbacca, man. He was
he's a fucking.
What if, him and Han one night while they're in the Falcon, man, they pull a train on Leia, man. Come on.
Oh, man.
Get yourself a little Wookiee and smuggler threesome going. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Man, you got Nindroids in the background listening. Says, "Oh man, this is gonna be the extended cut. Man, I have to put this on HBO Max. Can't put it on Disney Plus. This version.
Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi, unrated edition, coming
the deleted scenes.
Star Wars: Return of the Brown Eye. Anyway,
what has this just become?
Oh,
this
man.
is chaos. We're going downhill.
We're really going down.
Freaking morals and just
we jumped off somewhere, man. We jumped off somewhere.
It's like this right here. Like this right here.
Yes! Come to Papa!
I like the little cartoon sound effect at the end.
Hey, how you doing?
Dude, when I do my show, I'm gonna have to get little drops like that too, man.
We destroyed He-Man now. We didn't mention He-Man.
We destroyed
all
He-Man.
our He-Man subs and friends and such. We're dropping this crap.
Oh, come on, man. Let's be honest with each other. That whole cartoon was full of homoeroticism. Come on, man. You had a rich playboy who hung out with a cowardly cat that became a super buff superhero with a raging tiger to ride in battle, fighting a skeleton dude. Come on, man. That's some homoerotic stuff going right there, man.
That sounds like an awesome acid trip.
Yeah, I know, right?
I want to be riding. I want to ride a tiger while chasing after a skeleton dude. That sounds awesome.
You ever see the movie? The movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Remember when they got stoned and rode the panther? Or the jaguar, whatever the fuck it was. Dude, like, He-Man's an acid trip. Dude, look, a lot of those cartoons from the 80s, as I've gotten older, I was a real big fan of, He-Man, G.I. Joe, all that bullshit growing up, Transformers. But if you really think about that shit as an adult, dude, those creators were smoking some shit, bro. Like, the people who put that shit out were smoking some shit, dude.
Yeah.
And you can tell it, like, you can really tell it if you mention, like, the Smurfs. Dear Jesus Christ, what was going on with that cartoon?
Gargamel
was killing Smurfs to make a drink, dude. Come on.
Poor Smurf.
He was making Smurf alcohol. And he hid up there in a tower on top of a mountain with a cat. And he was killing little blue people to turn into alcohol. And the little blue people were communists.
But we loved it, man. This was a good stuff.
But that was the shit back in the day, bro.
I know.
I feel like they need to get some of these guys back on crack or acid, whatever the hell they need to give us some good content,
Yeah, it's like today's cartoons, man. I don't understand today's cartoons, but man.
And then you got shit in the 90s, like, come on, Ed, and Eddie, man. Come on. Dude, that cartoon was fucked up, bro.
It was really fucked up. Although,
dude, there was a sexual assault in that cartoon, and nobody realized it. That girl assaulted Ed, and he said no, and she still kept on, man. Come on, that was a sexual assault, man. Come on. You guys ever watch the show Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yes. Oh man, that show was really fucking weird.
Yes, Gargamel was very Jewish. You're right. You're right, Milton. Gargamel was very Jewish. But no, the show Courage the Cowardly Dog, holy shit, what were they doing with that, man? That show was trippy, bro.
It was really, and honestly, it kind of scary, and you feel bad for Courage, and then the old people are like, nah, fuck Courage being a little bitch. Like, damn.
And then, okay, let me name the biggest defender. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh
what the fuck kind of drugs do you have to be on to make that show? What the fuck? A talking starfish, a talking cleaning sponge, an underwater squirrel with a spacesuit, and a pissed off squid. Dude, what the fuck were they on?
And Mr. Crab, Mr. Crab, man.
Oh yeah, and a greedy Jewish crab. Like, what the hell?
Oh my god!
Like, what the exact motherfucking hell were they on when they made that show? And we talk about these days. The current stuff is screwing up our kids, dude. You guys screwed us up back in the 80s and 90s. Come on, man. That was some trippy bullshit going on back then, dude. Like, we had to learn how to smoke weed so we could make sense out of the cartoons. Do you ever go back and watch any of that shit while you're stoned? Holy fucking Christ!
That sounds awesome.
Like, no, dude, go, like, really take my advice on this. Go get yourself some shrooms and then rewatch Courage the Cowardly Dog. Holy fucking shit. Go drop some acid and watch SpongeBob.
Oh man, God.
Yeah, exactly, Milton. Exactly. They made Ed, Ed, and Eddie out to be the creepy ones, and those girls raped those boys.
Those are crazy days, man.
Yeah, like I said, man, you had to learn to get stoned as a teenager to watch some of that shit, man. So it made sense. I remember sitting around smoking a blunt, eating cereal, and watching Saturday morning cartoons. That shit was fun. And I've actually done that thing with Courage the Cowardly Dog and shrooms. Jesus Christ, I tripped balls. You think that show was disturbing enough as it was just watching it sober? Watch that shit on some shrooms, man.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not advocating drug use or anything, but you know, shrooms are natural.
Wait a second, I got something.
Oh God, don't even get me started on Thundercats. Holy fucking shit. That show, like, I'm sorry, but some of those females that Lionel was into, man, they were a little underage, man. Come on.
A little bit, just a tad bit.
I mean, no, you get a picture of Jesus going, some of you motherfuckers need Satan, Jesus. But no, like seriously though, man, come on. Like, there's a lot of shit. If you pay attention to like the adult shit, oh God, South Park. But see, South Park knew what it was doing, okay? South Park put that shit out there and knew it was doing it.
Yeah.
Like that was South Park has always been pure genius. Parker and Stone are true geniuses when it came to that shit, man. And you notice they don't care. When everybody else went woke, they didn't.
Yeah, they put it. They'd say, "Hey, we're doing this right there." It's like, but then you got Warner Brothers taking away the skunk and all that from Looney Tunes and all that. And then I was like, God, I've seen a lot worse on South Park than the skunk chasing a cat around, you know? Oh my. Let's see. Well, we went way off Doctor Strange on this one, didn't we?
But man, just a lot of that shit's just some crazy stuff we grew up with, man. And people want to talk about how we grew up in normal times. No, we didn't. We had to become drug addicts to make sense of the shit we were seeing.
Crazy stuff. Well, Austin, I was going to say, we got getting close to the 2-hour mark. Did you have some wrestling? I know you said you had a couple wrestling rumors you wanted to speak out on before we ended the show.
Yes. All right. So there is, of course, the big one. Cody Rhodes. You've heard of him, right? Like he's a former AEW TNT champ, 3-time champ. He is no longer with AEW, apparently. He has made there's been reports and tweets about the fact that he is officially out of AEW. He and Tony Khan did not come to an agreement on his contract. And it is reported that Cody Rhodes is going to be going back to WWE, quote unquote, at least what I've been hearing. Now, of course, you got the people that are like, this could be the biggest work in the history of works, which if that's the case, then hey, he worked all of us, you know. You even worked all the freaking, you got all like the insiders in on it. It's like, oh shit. But I don't know. Like especially nowadays, I don't believe that a work like this would even be possible, because nowadays everyone's like spoiling everything, and of course, you know, a lot of the reports are true. It's just
rumors.
Do I really care about Cody going back? Not really. I mean, Cody is fine. He's good, but he's not that good. Like, he's not like how do I put this? He's not like an AJ Styles where the signing is going to be. It is big if you're looking at it as a big AEW signing, because he was a former EVP over there, former vice. But even then, I don't really know if that was even really true. I think that was just more like name title only. It's one of those things where if Cody is indeed going back to WWE, quote unquote, there must be something in it for him, because I don't think he would sign to go back if they weren't going to give him anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure they're going to give him something big to work with once he comes back, quote unquote. But again, really they did say they want Saturdays. They really want, they want a surprise for Elimination Chamber tomorrow night, later on today, 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Which, who knows? Who cares? Also, Undertaker officially confirmed for Hall of Fame.
About time.
I mean, well-deserved, greatest of all time. Probably never going to be anybody like him again, Undertaker. He is, without a doubt, and this is not being a shill here, he is probably easily the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing. I don't understand why he would go back, because he fought with Vince about the Rhodes name. You remember they had lawsuits about the Rhodes name and some of the, and he was trying to get
shows,
and some of the shows trying to get him to AEW. He was fighting them about some of the shows that come off of WCW and all that. Was the Great American Bash and a couple other things he was trying to bring over and all that. I don't know. I just don't. He's the one who started AEW. He helped with Tony Khan. He was one of the founders. So I wouldn't want to go back to WWE if I was him. I just why would you want to go back there?
Who else was a founder? I will spell out his name. The founder, JEFF JARRETT. And now Cody Rhodes will now be known as the founder, and I'm now going to spell out his name, CODY RHODES. That doesn't really slip. That doesn't really slip off the tongue, But very rough. But the Cody thing. I mean, if he goes, but like I said, if he's going back, they're definitely doing something with him. There's no way that
he got promised something. He wouldn't be
back if he wasn't. If anything, he's probably gonna win a championship of some sort. Yeah. I don't know what exactly he's gonna be doing, because it depends on what happens tomorrow night at Elimination Chamber, which I'm gonna get into real quick. I believe Brock Lesnar is gonna win the WWE title, which is fucking stupid because he just won the Rumble and he's facing Roman Reigns. But of course, they want to do champion versus champion, which. Mm-hmm. I guess fine, whatever, if they're unifying the belts, but if not, why? Stupid. And also, I have to say this too. Apparently, there's a rumor that Stone Cold Steve Austin will be coming back and for WrestleMania to have another match, which that always ends well. Goldberg, Shawn Michaels. Remember when he came back for like a match? That was horrible.
Yeah, he's not in physical shape to do that anymore. There's no reason.
But to be fair, Stone Cold's offense was always just a bunch of punches, a Luthez press, a couple of those like elbows, forearms, and then he hits like a stunner and clotheslines. I mean, Stone Cold could easily come back into the ring, hit a few punches, clotheslines, and then I'd be like, okay, he looks okay. But Stone Cold literally had a great send-off of WrestleMania 19. Why do we even need it? It's like, but keep in mind, they had to release half their freaking roster just to have Stone Cold Steve Austin make an appearance for God, I hope this all leads to Rock Roman. That's the only thing I want. If they do a John Cena Rock thing with Roman Rock, that match will sell. Roman Reigns is literally money right now. Like, this man can literally walk into a building and it'll sell, because again, what can WWE rely on right now? His name is Roman Reigns.
I don't think they'll bring The Rock in this year. I think maybe next year. I think Rock's tied up on a lot of movies and stuff right now.
Well, I feel like if he can do the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure he can make a quick pit stop for Mania.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do like a lot. All he has to do is just have a stare down with Roman or something and to end the show. Like if that's how they end it, I'd be fine with it. But man, I mean, granted, the only person right now that's being made to look like a star is Roman Reigns because all he is freaking. He has literally become the perfect definition of Thanos. Like this man's showing up, he's just killing everybody. And the next thing you know, this man's going to be about a Samoan god, where no one will ever beat him ever. This is Vince McMahon's ultimate fantasy come to life. Is Roman Reigns shirtless, coming down to the ring with a championship, and he's like killing everybody. And then Roman Reigns is like, acknowledge me. And then everyone's like, yeah, Roman. At least that's how I am. I'm like, yeah, Roman, yeah. Like I'm a Roman Reigns shill now. Like if we were talking about a few years ago, I'd be like, fuck Roman Reigns, this guy sucks. You know, all he is he's suffered succotash, vest wearing idiot. But now like, dude, Roman Reigns is the shit. You know, Roman is making people look like they look like imbeciles. You know, but you know, it's at the end of the day. I mean, it's really not that serious. I mean, it's wrestling. I mean, granted, when it comes to a lot of the ethics that people have, that you know, WWE has, AEW has, like, yeah, that shit's bad. But in terms of the wrestling itself, I don't really shit on workers. I just shit on people that suck. You know, like Nick Khan, get him out, please. I want him to leave. Oh yeah, that's right. Braun Strowman and EC3 are actually making a new promotion.
I was going to tell you. You remember I was telling you I went to a show last weekend. It was a local show. Roman Reigns. I think it's his cousin Jacob Fatu. He used to. He was. I think he's Rikishi's brother or something. I don't know where that fits. Where they fit in at his cousin or something or somewhere there. Yeah, he wrestled Gangrel. Yeah, he was a really cool guy. He was there. I mean,
really?
Yep. Yeah, he's in CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling. They were really cool. Yeah, him and Gangrel actually trained him. He was one. Gangrel was trained this guy. But I think he was in WWE a while back when Rikishi. You know, sometimes they had some was Rikishi and what's the other guy? One guy died. Umaga, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, they're all related. Yeah. But he was there. I got to meet him though. He was a really cool guy, and he did some of them Samoa drops and all that on Gangrel, and it was pretty intense. They're gonna have a rematch. He busted Gangrel hell, but
that's sick.
Yeah, they're gonna have a rematch this next month, but that was real cool. And poor Gangrel, he still got it, man. But he was limping bad, man, when he was leaving the place, man. But
hey guys, really cool. Guys, I don't really speak much on wrestling. I watch some of it, but I did want to mention, you know, the group that, you know, Roman Reigns, Umaga, and all of them, you know where it all started, right?
Yes.
It goes back to Peter Maivia and the Rock's like family. Mm-hmm. They're all a part of like a big extended family.
Oh yeah, the Samoans and
even Yokozuna, who was always billed as the Japanese, he wasn't Japanese, he was Samoan, and he was part of that stable too. So, I mean, they're like a major wrestling dynasty, you know.
Oh, they are.
Oh, all the way back to the '80s when the original Samoans, them guys.
Well, Peter Maivia, High Chief Peter Maivia, was one of the first original Samoans, and that's The Rock's grandfather.
Mm-hmm. But they have a wrestling promotion in Orlando and a school up there. I went up there a couple times to see their promotion. Really cool, really nice guys. They're a dynasty. I mean, it's crazy. One of the other indie wrestlers just married one of their daughters. So that I usually watch over named Vertigo. So there's a lot of them here in Florida. They got a lot of the guys from that dynasty. They've moved here to Florida and they've started a couple wrestling schools and stuff. It's amazing. Like I said, Roman and even I think Nia Jax is part of even Nia Jax was related to him too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. That like there's so many.
Snuka.
Yeah, there are so many wrestlers that you wouldn't believe are all part of a major part of that family.
Yeah. Milton, he's not a wrestling fan. I see. Oh, Shifty wants to see some Strowman. Oh, I got a Strowman for him right here. That's what I think about Cody Rhodes.
That's how everybody feels about Cody Rhodes.
This is what Vince. This is what Vince is right now. He's like,
Vince is like, yeah.
Vince is like, yeah.
Meanwhile, Triple H
The name of the group of Samoan wrestlers is they're the Anoa'i family.
Yeah.
It's got members like Rikishi, Umaga, Yokozuna, Roman Reigns, the Uso brothers, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans, Peter Maivia, who was the High Chief Peter Maivia. He was considered a member of them. And the thing is like the actual father of that family was blood brothers with Peter Maivia, who is The Rock's grandfather. So that's how he was involved with them. They were like sworn blood brothers. And that's not all part of the act. That's actual in real truth. Like it was a Samoan thing. But and it's really funny when The Rock's mother married Rocky Johnson, he wasn't Samoan, of course. So like there was a whole lot of like, why is he not Samoan kind of thing going on. You know what I'm saying? But Peter Maivia took him in and made him a part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jimmy Snuka. Yeah, Reverend Omoatani Anoa'i was blood brothers with Peter Maivia. And that was, like I said, that was Dwayne Johnson's like grandfather.
All you Stone Cold fans out here, I hear here you go.
Yeah, I find like I said, I don't watch much wrestling, but I find that whole family very fascinating.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the way Roman Reigns does things now. He's kind of cool,
Milton don't like it, man.
Milton.
Well, let me get Milton. I got Milton one right here. Let me find it. I got him one. He'll enjoy this one.
Enosh uses a drop on his channel. It's the guy that looks like Michael Jackson in a wrestling ring, and he grabs the guy in a headlock and he like moonwalks the guy across the ring, and then face slams him, and then gets up and starts doing dance moves again. But he's dressed like Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yeah, he's in Mexico. I saw that. He's a Mexican wrestler down in Mexico. It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I actually like the receipt making fun of it.
But he also has other like wrestling drops that are really funny. He uses a lot of Ric Flair over there. He's got one cobbled together of all the different times Ric Flair's going woo.
yeah. Flair is hilarious, man.
I saw him the other night on a rerun of an episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories.
Who, Flair?
Yeah. He did an episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories before he passed, and he was talking about like his ghost encounter he had. It was a really interesting story, to be honest. I didn't realize that he had such a hard life, man. Like they were talking about when he first started wrestling, and he had a friend. He started wrestling in Canada, I believe it was. He said, and he had a friend that was part of a wrestling stable up there. They were all together. His friend was together with some other wrestlers that they knew, and he was killed in a car wreck, and that really badly affected Ric Flair. Like He had some like drastic stuff going on in his life, you know, like he wasn't very close with his family and some other stuff going on. Like he had a hard life, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like them documentaries and stuff they usually go on the guys. I just seen you remember Jake the Snake? I saw he was wrestling the other day, and I was like, God, who the hell is that?
Well, here's something that'll impress you. My dad owned property down here in Texas, and you know the Von Erichs, right?
Who is it? Yeah,
you know the Von Erich family, Fritz Von Erich and his son.
Yeah.
Okay, they owned a property down here, and my dad dealt like cattle with them. So I got to go see them wrestle for free a lot over here. The Von Erichs were really cool people, but they had a horrible life too, you know.
Fat, you meant Piper. That's who you're talking about. Piper. That's what Shifty was saying.
Yeah.
Piper, yeah, because it was saying he talked to Owen Hart, Owen on one of the stories.
Yeah, it was Roddy Piper. Never mind, it wasn't Ric Flair. It was Roddy Piper. Yeah, you're right.
Piper already passed. Yeah, Piper passed away. Actually,
I'm sorry, I got that reverse there. So thank you for reminding me of that shit. It was Roddy Piper. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ric Flair's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's. I guess he just got divorced again. He just left his like fifth or sixth wife, so he was in bad shape there for a while. I guess he was in the hospital, but I guess they showed him out there. He was just down here in Tampa at Hogan's place in Clearwater celebrating, but he already left his fifth or sixth wife. So they've already split up. So,
yeah, but thank you, Shifty. Thank you for reminding me of that. I really don't mind being corrected, guys. It's cool.
Mentioning Piper, his daughter wrestles at a promotion right here in Daytona. I usually go to ARW. Actually, in that wrestling intro I started, she's in that. Actually, if you see that one intro with the one Demos, the guy, well, you'll see a guy lifting a belt. She's they're like engaged, and you'll see her right there in that picture. She's really cool.
But yeah, like even though I don't talk about it much, I do have some interest in wrestling. I just don't I don't know a lot of the new stuff going on because I stopped paying attention. But like I've you know, like the 90s era wrestling and earlier than that, it was all like my stuff, you know.
Did you watch ECW?
Some, yeah.
You remember Bill Alfonso?
Yeah.
Bill Alfonso's iconic.
Watch this right. I got something for you guys. Watch this right here. Let's see if you like this. Right here. There. What's up?
We're here live. Port St. Lucie. Hey, Daddy, let me talk. Oh, man. Daddy. I can't wait to get on that bike. Later, new champion, Bill Alfonso. I'm going to be on this call later. But my man, he's a winner just like me.
That was cool.
That's cool, dude.
He's really cool. I see. He was just over last weekend. He's a really cool guy. He's really cool. He'll always hang around and talk. I got to do another little interview with him. I got a couple other guys in there, but he's a really cool guy. He's really cool. He says he's going. He told me he's going to. So he sent me his a messenger and all that. He texts me every so often. So I was like, okay. I said, well, I get it going, man. I don't want to embarrass you right now. So I said, I'm just starting out. So I said, well, get it going. We'll try to get you on here and all that.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Really cool guy. There's a lot of indie wrestlers are really cool. Like I said, Till Piper, Bronny Piper's daughter. I see her every couple months at one show. Trying to think any. Like I said, we just saw Jacob Fatu. He's one of Roman Reigns' cousins. He was just there. Gangrel. I'm trying to think of some of the others. Let me see. Oh, I got let me see. I had something.
Christian, Edge, and Gangrel, the Brood.
Yep.
I used to like watching them. You know, they base their whole aesthetic on a role-playing game. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They based their whole aesthetic on a role-playing game called Vampire the Masquerade. They were actually licensed too, which was really cool.
I got something else, but I'll get it. Richard Swan. I know Swan. You know, he was at one of the other shows. I had an autograph figure of his, but I got to find where it's at. But yeah, a lot of these indie shows are really cool. They got some, like I said, Richard Swan. Brian Cage was at one. Moose. I've seen Moose 2 or 3 times. Met him. He's an Impact Wrestling.
Impact World Champ right now.
Yeah. Well, it was Fandango. It's now he's the Dirty Dango. I just I was gonna say met him at the last show at ARW. A lot of it, like I said, Santana Garrett. If you ever met her, I've seen her quite a few times. She's at some of these indie shows around the state here. Florida's a hotbed for wrestling because, like I said.
Oh yeah, I'd heard that.
WWE is a lot of it's based out of Orlando, Tampa. ARW is based out of Jacksonville. Impact used to be in Orlando too. So a lot of these guys, they'll go work up. They'll be working up there for the shows, in Orlando and stuff. And NXT used to be Orlando also. So there's a lot of you'll see a lot of stars. They'll come to some of these shows, these local shows and all that. Let me try to see if I had some. I had a couple others, but that's all I got on there. I have got them downloaded. But yeah, Bill Alfonso, yeah, he's a real cool guy. Really cool. Yeah. Rhino, he was last year. Rhino came down there to one of the shows. Really cool guy also from ECW. A lot of them guys, not a lot of those guys left, man, from the old days. They're they're getting old and losing a lot of them year by year, though.
Yeah. Did you ever see the documentary on Andre the Giant?
I haven't seen it. I know you saw the WWE one.
Yeah, they talked about like a really funny story with him. He was at some hotel and he had gone out and gotten drunk, and that guy could drink, dude. Like he drank whole bottles of wine whenever he would go out. And he got back to the hotel and passed out in the lobby, and they just kind of put some chairs around him and let him sleep in the lobby.
Sabu.
He couldn't move him. He was so big, but they say he was a really cool guy, like really, really sweet, really nice to people. And
yeah, Shifty said Sabu. Yeah, Sabu was just down too. Yeah, he retired now. They had a luncheon thing in over on the coast from him. Yeah, his wife passed away just recently too. Let's see. Hey, Wookie, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Wookie?
What is going on? Yeah, we just talk a little wrestling. We've been talking Star Wars and smoking shrooms, watching SpongeBob, and then we've went to wrestling. So we've covered all the topics tonight, man.
We've been all over the place.
Our the pop culture people will be happy with us tonight.
The pop culture gods will be pleased.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember a name. She's a female wrestler. She's a Japanese female wrestler, and I really like her.
New one.
Yeah, newer, like in the last few years. She just won a tag team belt a little while back.
She has a mat. God, what's her name? All right, Austin, we need you on this one, bro. There's a bot. Somebody killed the bot.
Do you know which company was she was in, or
WWE?
Are you talking about Asuka?
Asuka, yes, it's Asuka. Yeah, she's freaking awesome to watch perform.
Oh yeah. She used to be here in NXT when it used to be the old NXT. There was a place over where Fort Pierce. They used to come once a month, and in Sebring they'd come, and she was really cool. I enjoyed about NXT that a lot of the stars we're watching now in WWE that before some of them they got rid of, but they plum play. You get to see them like every month at these 300 or 300 less crowd. At these they were packed. I mean, they were packed for their little arenas, but like the Wyatt family, the Prince. Prince Devitt, trying to think who else, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, all them guys. It was really cool to get to see them guys and girls. Asuka, she was always really cool. And Mojo Rawley, Carmella, Bailey. I remember Bailey was just starting out. I mean, she was like,
Bailey.
All the little girls liked her, but she was like a little, like a little Barbie, for the little girls and all that. But look how big she is now.
Who is it that he's the Beast? He's got the little blonde chick that like does his promos for him or whatever.
WWE.
Yeah, he wears a mask.
Oh, I think.
Wears a mask, blonde hair.
Little bitty thing.
Alexa Bliss.
That might be her.
Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. The Fiend.
Yeah, the Fiend. Yeah, the Fiend. The little chick that does his smack talking for him. She's cool. I like. She's kind of like Harley Quinn. She's kind of got that whole Harley Quinn vibe going.
Oh yeah. She's a little hottie. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where the Fiend's at. Have you heard anything on that, Austin? I heard he was going to AEW. Then I heard he was going to Impact, and
no one knows what's going on.
And then WWE's still putting merchandise out with it. They're strange. They release somebody, and then next week they start putting new merchandise out of the same people they release.
Well, they're probably trying to get rid of all of it because they're probably selling it on their shop, and they're probably selling it at a discount price because they're trying to get
it's crazy
stuff out of there. So
I know he said EC3. They made him a joke over on WWE.
Yeah, but to be fair, he wasn't really doing much in NXT either. So I mean, it wasn't.
No.
Really, I think the problem is with EC3. He just came in at the wrong time because by that point, that scene, the NXT scene in 2018, was like packed, and EC3 was kind of like. He was like the sore thumb that really stuck out because around that time, Undisputed were still around. Ciampa Gargano were still feuding. Ricochet just came in. Alistair was getting his push. So it was
man, Alistair was amazing watching, man. God,
he was great too.
I don't understand him getting rid of him. I
don't know why, because apparently Vince really liked him. Apparently he was going to win the U.S. title, but I guess Vince wanted. But Vince, the thing with Vince is Vince wanted him to win it, in front of a crowd or whatever, because he was really high on him too. And it's like, and apparently Alistair said he had really nothing bad to say about him. So it's kind of like it's strange as to why he was even released.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tony Khan had a little bit of on that one or not. I don't know. Vince don't seem like he's making any decisions. I mean, he's got other people making decisions for him now. I mean,
that's what I think is happening because
Well,
Vince,
you have to understand Vince is getting old, guys.
Yeah, but they fired his son. They got rid of Triple H. The family.
Well, Triple H is still in the company, quote unquote, but he's practically out of it.
Yeah.
Man's crying in the closet somewhere.
Shane's gone. I ain't seen Stephanie in forever, so I don't even know what she's doing with the company. I guess Linda's no longer. So it's sort of like the McMahon, grip hold on the WWE is pretty much almost gone. So
you know what? I saw a joke online, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If Triple H didn't love his children, he would make his own wrestling promotion.
Yeah, probably.
He'd probably run it really well because he knows the business inside and out at this point. Like he was running
NXT better than Raw and SmackDown. it was when Vince and his little stooges got in there and started taking his people out and started changing his thing, putting it on. The worst thing is putting it on Raw. They should never put it on, or not Raw, not Raw, USA and all that. They should have left it on where it was on the network, and so people would, tune into that. I mean, it was fire back then. The old NXT was, especially even like the older, even when they did that. I started watching really when they said that the roar of the crowds would go boom, boom, boom. Especially when you go into arena and they had the lights going. You remember that when the old intro of that?
Yeah.
You hear that boom, 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 boom. And I mean, that was just, man, it was, you could feel fire going on when it was like that.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if you would remember, Austin, but Jasonlee might remember. Do you remember the Buried Alive match between Undertaker and Mankind?
Oh, I remember that.
Back in '96, where Paul Bearer turned heel on the Undertaker.
Oh yeah,
I was actually at that SummerSlam.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was the same one where Shawn Michaels told Vader to go fuck himself and decided to put himself over.
Yeah. But yeah, I was at that SummerSlam. That was a fun show.
That was the good shows, man. That's when wrestling was wrestling, man. That was the best times, man.
But I actually got to meet Paul Bearer there. He was pretty cool. He was an interesting dude. Like if you ever like see his life story and everything, he's an interesting dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He passed away. When he passed away, about 5 or 6 years ago.
2013, I believe.
2013, 2014, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's been about 6, 7, 8 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, hold on.
The Undertaker, they need to put him in the Hall of Fame because it looks like, I mean, he's old. I mean, God,
Yeah.
it's like Shawn Michaels come back and wrestle. Shawn Michaels is old. I mean,
he died. He died in March of 2013.
I mean, I enjoyed watching him and all that, but he's always like Flair. Flair, get out there and try to wrestle. Flair just get out and talk, and that's all he needs to do now. He was really pushing it like towards the end of his, when he was really wrestling. Because I mean, he was getting old.
I watched this show on the History Channel. It's called Forged in Fire. It's a blacksmith competition show where they make weapons and stuff, and you win money. You compete against other people, and you win money. Ric Flair actually hosted an episode of that a couple years back. He was a guest host on that show, and they were making like knives and shit out of like ladders and shit and all that, like because it was wrestling themed. It was a really interesting show. But he got on there, was a guest host, what's the word? A guest. He was a guest host, but he was also like official. He was guest official on the show. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Shifty, you're right. It's pretty much what happened.
Triple H, Vince McMahon nearly killed Triple H.
I don't know if Triple H can wrestle anymore. His condition.
Well, from what I heard, I don't think Triple H. Well, from what I heard from the Meltzer Magoos, from what I heard, Triple H, I don't think he can wrestle. I'm pretty sure he could maybe push one more match, but
it's gotta be limited.
Well, it's like with Andre the Giant. And I know I keep going back to the old guys. When he wrestled Hogan in that WrestleMania, he was supposed to win that match. And he told Hogan to slam him. He told Hogan in the middle of the match, he whispered to him, he said, "Slam me. You're the good guy. You need to win this," basically. And it was one of Andre's last matches, and he was really bad off at the time, like physically speaking. And Hogan was like, "I don't want to hurt you, buddy," and all that. And he said, "No, just do it. I'll help you." You basically,
Yeah,
and
he had to work in like a back race. That's why he was in singlet.
They had him and King Kong Bundy with Bobby Heenan had them as a little stable there. Him and King Kong Bundy and all that.
Yeah. But yeah,
Andre
Andre
even won
was
the
an
tag belt
interesting
spot.
guy. You know,
That's somebody I really enjoyed listening to Bobby the Brain. I love. He had a hell of a stable. Always had a lot of great guys. He managed and all that. And boy, he had a rough life at the end, man. I some of the pictures. Have you seen Luger lately? I mean, some of the pictures of Lex Luger. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that man
Rough.
looks rough.
but you know, you gotta understand, these guys put themselves through. You know, I know it's all an act and everything, but they put themselves through some physical pain, dude.
Yeah.
Like, not all of that is fake,
Oh, I
and
know. Yeah.
especially in the old days, especially back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of that was just straight up, you know, athleticism, and
Mm-hmm.
the storylines were faked, of course, and all the feuds and
Oh, yeah.
everything were mostly faked. But like the physicality of it, no, man.
Yeah.
A lot of that was they did their own stunts and shit.
Yeah. I mean, today they train them how to fall correctly. And a lot of them, that's why you see a lot of injuries. And some of them guys, they didn't come back from some of them injuries.
Yeah.
Falling the wrong way, or everybody said, "Oh, it's a fake." I said, "Yeah, it's fake." But you get up there on top of that and do a flip and on your neck on top of a guy and see how you come out. Your neck, if you fall the wrong way, your neck, you're gonna crack your neck.
Well, like I saw a match. I caught part of a match late last year where it got out of the ring, and you know the metal stairs that lead up to the ring.
Yeah.
Dude got baddie slammed onto one of those on his back, dude. And I was like, and you could tell there was actual pain there. Like, the dude could barely move. He basically got up and crawled away. And that wasn't part of the act. You could see real pain on that dude's face. You know, it's like, ow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been to some of them some of those indie shows, and they don't even have mats, and they're on concrete and asphalt, and they're slamming on each other, on that, and they're like, holy crap, actually, it's fake, but damn, you get slammed on the asphalt, that doesn't feel very good.
And I can tell you from my own experience, like in my late teens, early 20s, I fought with a local MMA club, and dude, like, it wears you down, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
I only fought for like a season and a half before I had to quit, because
oh yeah,
Jesus, man, like,
one of my good friends. There's promotion used to be over here in Port St. Lucie, and they had a wrestling school, and he wanted to do it. He's a big guy. He looked he actually looks. Do you remember Brutus Clay? Anybody y'all remember him?
yeah.
Funkasaurus, they used to call him. He looks just like him. I swear to God, he must be his twin brother. And I can't do it because I wanted to do it too, but I can't do it because I got a broke disc in my back, so I can't do it. But so he's like, "Oh, come watch me." So he went there and he said, "I'm thinking about doing this." So he went and do it for one day for like a tryout. Dude, and he was like, he was like crawling out. They beat his ass down, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's a lot. Everybody thinks it's a lot of stress to your body, man. Especially if you're not used to it.
Did you ever, like, I know you say you're in Florida and you're around all the different camps and stuff for wrestling. Did you ever wrestle?
No, I couldn't. I never could. I couldn't even play football. I was born with a what they call it, spinal bifida. I have a disc that when I was born, it was like sort of looks. I'm gonna try to. It sort of looks sort of like this. It was opened, wasn't full form.
Okay.
So if I couldn't already play football, I wanted to play football. I'm built like a football player, but I couldn't do it because I got hit one paralyzed. It could paralyze me because I have an open because my spinal cord is exposed. So,
if you look at, like, I'm gonna real quick just face show real quick, but if you look at my build, I used to play football a lot too, and I did powerlifting and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and even though I've been out of it for years, I'm still, somewhat there, body wise, but I've had a lot of injuries though. So, I couldn't do half the stuff I did 20 years ago now, but So I get you on that. Like,
I wouldn't, trust me. If I could have did it, I'd have been there, man. I'd have been in the Army. I would have been Definitely I want to play, but football coach always wanted me. It wouldn't clear me. Trust me, I even wanted to do it. I tried to do it, and it's like, when you do that fit, it's like they would not sign off on me because they didn't want to see just in case I got hit and card me off, paralyzed off the field. It could happen. That's what with that birth defect. So yeah.
Right.
So I have to enjoy it. That's why I was trying to get my kids to get into it, and they don't like football or nothing. I was like, man, they're perfectly fine. I was like, God, at least live your father's dream, since he couldn't do it, come on. But
Right.
the way it works, man, the way it works. So I enjoy it. I talk about it, but I'd have loved to have been a wrestler, man. I would have, been out there and rile the crowd up and all that. I mean,
well, just from your build, I could tell you could have done the whole wrestling thing. You look like you got some power. You know what I'm saying?
I could have played football. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's funny. There was a guy that I was friends with over here before he moved, and I'm out of shape now. I'm not even close to the shape I was back in high school and my 20s. But I still do somewhat practice. Just myself and all that. I have a short sword, a Roman gladius that I practice with to just keep myself somewhat in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes he noticed me. Like he made a joke with me one time. He was like, because I was talking about I'm out of shape and all this other stuff. And he said, "Yeah, but I still wouldn't want you to get a hold of me."
Yeah.
Because he's like, "You're a big fella, man, and if you get me up in a bear hug or something, you could hurt me or something." And I try not to be intimidating with people anymore because that's just not me. I'm not that guy anymore. But I still get people that are way intimidated by my size and everything. I'm like, well, what? Why? I'm a kitten now compared to who I used to be, man. You could probably rough me up if you really wanted to. I just look big, man. It's all like, those birds that ruffle up their feathers and make themselves look big. I'm one of them guys, man. I'm a pushover anymore, man. I mean, I could probably defend myself if I had to. I haven't had to in years, but I could. I'm not full of myself enough to think that I'm still the guy I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You put especially when you do physical stuff like that. And I did a lot of farm labor and stuff growing up, and when you playing football and all that bullshit. Whenever you do stuff like that, it's it takes the toll on your body. There's a lot of truth to when the Batman comics talk about Batman's been broken so many times that. I don't remember which Batman movie it was, but one of his girlfriends in one of the movies told him, if he kept going, he'd be a broken old man before too long. And they don't lie, man. You put a lot of stress on your body with these physical sports, and dude, getting old fucking sucks.
I know. I'm that way now, man. It hurts, especially. I know, especially with having injuries or anything with that back, man. When it gets cold, man, I do not like the cold weather.
Dude, I can tell when it's going to be rainy weather. I can tell when the cold front's coming.
Yeah.
And my whole body tells me. It's a lot of people are like, "Oh, my knees are aching." I can tell it. No, it's my whole damn body, dude. I've broken my ribs. I've had my ribs broken so many times that if I just take a slight hit to the ribs, they crack.
Oh yeah. It goes below 50 degrees or 60 degrees, man. I don't want that. I know people say, "Oh, it's 10 degrees." I was like, I'm not going to. Definitely don't want to be in that kind of weather.
Yeah, especially when it's really cold like that. I'm in the apartment. I'm wrapped up in a blanket.
Dude, it got cold. Well, you remember I was a couple weeks ago. I was talking about it. It got down to 28 degrees or 28 or some degrees here now, or 29 degrees. I was like, hey, it's cold, man. I was like, I do not like that. I do not like that kind of weather.
Yeah. See, I'm in Texas.
I like cool. I like feel cold, but I don't want to be freezing cold. 50, 60 degrees. That's about the max for me, man. If it goes below that, it's I'm in Florida. I don't want that. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to be in no big ass jacket all the time. And I know people I know Chris Knight was talking about him shoveling like 6 inches of snow and all that. And I was like, I don't want that. But I like to see snow once, but I don't want to be in it all the time. No.
What's funny is I'm in Texas, and normally we don't get all that cold, to be honest. But it's 35 degrees out there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's cold, man.
Yeah, y'all got that front. See, I know everybody's got this little snowstorm that came through. We didn't come through us this time, or we didn't get the cold. Let me see how cold it is. It's we're 68 degrees here right now, so I mean it doesn't feel too bad. It's a little muggy. I mean, it feels a little muggy out, but it's not too bad. Yeah, we ain't got no.
Yeah,
I mean,
currently right now at this very moment, I just checked the National Weather Service. They say we're at 29 degrees right now.
Yeah. See, we're 68. See, the coldest we're gonna get any of this week is tomorrow, 55 in the morning. That's the coldest it's gonna get the whole week.
Well, the coldest we're gonna be is gonna be next Wednesday. It's gonna be 36 during the day and 30 at night.
Oof, man.
But look, this is how our days work here. Like, we'll have one day where it's in the 60s for the high and in the 40s for the low, and then the very next day is like 80 degrees and in the 60s for the low. You know,
yeah.
It's like our weather here is bipolar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it gets everybody sick. Everybody gets sick because it's like, you're cold, and the next day you're cold and you get hot. Cold and hot.
Well, it's like tonight. It's 29 degrees right now, but Monday it's going to be 83. Like, can you make up your mind and either be cold or hot or something? Like, what the hell?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna probably close it up in a minute. And I see Jedi. He just started him a stream up. So if anybody wants to watching, check out Jedi Bill. And he does the late night streams. He has some fun people in there and fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hop over there here.
I know Austin. I know Austin. So I was like, damn, you're 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
but, guys, it's been fun. I still say I was telling Austin when I got here. I was thinking it was definitely Doctor Strange, but I was rushing from work because I was a little late getting from home from work. So I had to run, get a shower like 5 minutes, and then run out here and get everything started up. So it's like trying to rush everything. That's why I had to do 2 or 3 intros. Everybody was like, "Well, that was your long ass intro." I was like, "No, I was just a couple previous because I was trying to get everything set up and all that." Because anybody does these anybody does streaming, I know some people don't do it. It takes a while to get everything set up, make sure things work. Because one little glitch, your sound's not working, your thing's not working, this not working. So it's always fun. It's always fun because I've got on this one stream. I hate to reset the whole stinking thing when you start it up. So I was like making sure everything it's clear and everything for everybody. But let's see, Austin and Fat. Let me let y'all go through. Tell everybody where your streams are. Go ahead, Austin. Where to find you and all that.
I do a bunch of stuff on my channel. Just go and sub. I'm probably not going to do stream Saturday because I'm going to be covering Elimination Chamber. So, I'll probably do a review after the show is done at some point. Just check me out. I do a bunch of stuff over there. You can find me on the Real View 3000 for the weekly wrap-up, Chaos Central for the roundtables, Ninja's channel for Galactic Chat. Earlier today, we had like a chill-out stream where we talked Cobra Kai and did some cool stuff. You can find me here late on Friday nights for the Late Night Snack Show, and you can find me on the Guy Scars channel, the Basco Scenario, for the Hangout. And you can find me on my own Twitter at the Austinator17. Sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet, sometimes I don't. It's a lottery. Go check me out. Jason, thanks for having me on, man. This was
awesome, brother. Awesome. Fad, where can we find you, brother?
Okay. 2 or 3 nights a week, I'm over at Poindexter's Lounge with Enosh and the guys. We do a late night show around about 11 o'clock Central Time. So, accordingly, check your calendar, wherever you're at in the country or in the world for that matter. Usually I try to be here with you, Jasonlee, on Friday nights for the snack show.
Awesome.
So you can find me there. I am starting with Josh at Order of Revan. We're starting a Star Wars stream on Fridays. We're going to do. We were supposed to start today, but I was unavailable. Unfortunately, I had something come up, and But we're going to do our inaugural episode tomorrow. I'm not sure what time though, because he's got a wrestling pay-per-view thing he's doing in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
we're going to be talking about the Sith Lords in Star Wars, the history of the Sith, kind of canon and legends stuff. And then after tomorrow, it's going to be every Friday around about 2:00 in the afternoon Central Time. We're going to be, me and him will be doing Star Wars stuff, talk, and just all that. Let's see. I do Jedi Bills karaoke shows twice a week, usually Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's a good time. Come out, listen to us all make fools of ourselves singing. It's a real fun time to do. You can also catch me on Jedi Bill's Insomniac Soup shows most nights because I am an insomniac and I barely sleep.
Yeah.
Let's see. You'll find me sometimes with. I've got a couple of projects in the wire that I don't quite want to talk about just yet because they're not nailed down. Stuff that I'm working towards with other YouTubers. Let's see. I'm also working on getting my own channel up and going. It's going to be true crime and horror scripted shows, and then I'm going to do a live stream on the weekends. That's going to be a fun time. So come see me over there. The aesthetic's going to be totally different from how I am when you see me everywhere else. I'm going to have a creepy vibe going. I'm going to be masked and have a voice changer and all that. It's going to be a real good show. It's going to be real theatrical. Want to shout out a couple of friends that got me into YouTube. You got Pete over at Creepy Little Book. He's a great guy. He talks paranormal stuff, usually about 3 or 4 times a week. He's on at midnight Central Time. He talks about a topic for half the show, and then he allows the chat to ask questions, and he answers questions the other half of the show. It's a real good time over there. It's real structured. He doesn't take a whole lot of BS, so it's a good show to go to, and he's a really nice guy.
Really nice.
You got Jesse Miller over at the Crow's Nest. They're a ragtag bunch of pirates. They talk about some real hot button issues. If you're not real conservative, don't go over there. But if you want a good kind of rowdy time, go see Jesse Miller and the Crow's Nest crew. There's some good guys, and Jesse's like a brother to me. He's a really cool dude. He also runs Black Death Gaming with him and Chef Carolyn. And I love their little group. They have a gaming guild together. They play different games. And you can chat with them as they're playing, and it gets real rowdy over there. So it's a good time. You got Raquel at SSG. She's a really good friend of mine. She works on projects with me. She's just a really sweet girl, so check her out. Let's see, who else can I name? Got a friend of mine in Oklahoma. She does some political YouTube stuff. She goes under the channel. Her channel is Moira McCabe or Moira Kitty. Yeah, she gets really political, but if that's your bag, go check her out. She's a pretty cool lady, and she's running for governor of Oklahoma, so give her some support there. Let's see, who else can I shout out? Tony Nasser, he's a really cool guy. He was actually in chat tonight.
Yeah, he was here. He was in here earlier. Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah, him and I are negotiating on talking about some comic stuff because I was in the comic book industry. And so was he. So we're working on maybe collabing on that.
Actually, ask Tony if, next week. I was going to see if he wanted to come in, but he had to run. So because I was on the stream with him. He's a really nice guy. See if next time maybe he wants to pop in on with us, or
Yeah. But I'm going to be working with him to try to work out maybe a little show we do together. 1 or 2 nights a week or something on the whole comic book thing.
Cool.
And in the end, just anywhere nerd stuff or pop culture stuff's talked about, you'll usually find me. So I get around a lot. So
waiting room with LDG. So we've been hanging out there too.
I run with LDG a little bit. God, I run with so many people. It's kind of hard to remember everybody at times.
What's up, Basco?
That's why in the end I say, wherever nerd stuff or pop culture stuff's talked about, you'll usually find me because I know a lot of people and they kind of bring me on and stuff. And you'll find me around. I'm here.
Cool. I was gonna say Wednesday night, check us out. Basco's we have a little show on Basco has a show on Wednesday night at 8:00. We talk about pop culture and just stuff, different things. It's called the Hangouts. We have me, Austin.
I have one more person to shout out if you don't mind.
And
Check out my homeboy Brodan over at Brodan Bro the Skies. We were doing a show for a little bit together called The New Crew, but we're kind of on hiatus right now while we search for a new direction for our show.
Okay.
But he does a whole lot of like music and pop culture stuff, and he's got some real hot takes on stuff. He gets a little rowdy, but he's a cool dude, and he brought me into YouTube, and he really trusted me. So
cool.
Yeah, to check him out too.
Cool.
Also, you have Bipolar Nobody, also known as Chris, over at the Jedi Casual. He talks pop culture and stuff like that. He's also a pretty cool dude. He was part of the New Crew with me and Raquel and Brodan. So I just got to shout my homeboys out. You know, the guys that got me up here and going. So
cool. Check them out. It's one big community. We all support each other and help each other out and all that. That's a good thing. Well, let me see. Well, this weekend, let me try to think of what's going on this weekend. I may have a wrestling stream. I got to get with Eric about because we've had a couple indie shows and either Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to get him. I think he has some medical issues, but so as soon as we get a date set, I'll pop it on here. We'll have about our indie shows. Probably pop some pictures and stuff of some of the shows we went to last month. Only thing else this weekend I know of, we have no more roundtables, but we'll probably have one. When does Moon Knight come out, Austin? The end of March? I think March or something or end of March or something.
What's that?
The roundtable with Chris, we'll probably about March.
Yeah, around end of March.
Okay. It's probably towards the end of March. I don't know who's going to do it. Probably Chris or it might be Chris or Danny. I'm not sure, but it'll be on Chaos Central. Those roundtables on Sunday. So look forward to those probably in the near future on Chaos Central. Go Honstar. I usually pop in on Honstar's channel on Sunday nights. He's been doing Name That Tune. If anybody likes music and it's like a game, sort of like it used to be an old game show. He does Name That Tune. So you get 4 or 5 new people. He's been trying to get some new people in there in the last couple of weeks. So this Sunday they're going to do trials. So if you're interested, guys, check out Honstar's channel. I'll be on there if he don't get enough new trials, but trying to get some new people in there. So if anybody's interested, go out and try out. Shifty was in there last week. Shifty kicked our ass. I mean, Shifty's the man. I came in second, but Shifty, he whooped our ass. I beat another week. The last time we did, I beat Elihu out, but I won that one. But yeah, Shifty, he had like 60 some points. And I had close was like 29 or something like that. He had like double mine. Wednesday night, 11:15. I got the coffee break with me and Mike. It's a casual show. We just got some discussions. He's a local. He has a local coffee company here in Okeechobee where I live. So we talk about his company, his coffee products, but we try to bring stuff in that's related to coffee. Last week we was talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, Valentine's Day, and different things related to that. Working on possibly bringing a guest on that, another person from town with a business. So we're working on that. Also on Wednesday, like I was mentioning earlier, we got Basco, his show on his channel, Basco Scenario, 8:00, the Hangout. We usually talk about Boba Fett, whatever, or Spider-Man, or whatever's going on in pop culture news.
I just wanted to real quick, Jasonlee, Basco, I dropped you a sub, brother. I'm gonna check your channel out. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, he had a show today too. He has another show. He has a political show with I think it's 33, I believe. They had a show just earlier today. I was checking out. And guys, I appreciate everybody came in. Let me try to just go down through. Basco, Milton, he was Shifty, Wookie. Let's see. I see Courtney, Raquel. Carol was here. Sherry was here. Food was here. If I missed anybody. Tony. Definitely Tony was. Courtney. Ashley. I think I got it. And Sauerkraut came in earlier. And Nendroid. Nitor was in here and he popped out. I was trying. I wish we'd had him discussion about Luke. That would have been he'd like that. And guys, I appreciate everybody that popped in and support all. And there's a lot of these people that came in here have some great channels. Support them. Guys,
I have one more. I have one more to shout out now that I think about it.
Go ahead.
Captain Trek. He does the morning brew show.
I'll check it out.
Over his channel, Captain Trek. He's a pretty cool guy. He's looking for subs, so go over there and give him some love. Pretty cool dude. He likes talking Star Trek and all sorts of stuff. Like I said, he's looking for subs and people to keep him company. So go over and support the guy. He's pretty cool. I think that's it.
Hey, I support everybody. I support as many people we can. A lot of these, some of these channels I was able to get on, but due to my work schedule now, I work 2 to 11. So, and a lot of people stream between 6 and 10. So, can't really hard. It's hard. So, but I get to listen to them at work. So, I appreciate everybody. All the chaos shows, they save me at work, because sometimes you're by yourself and just cleaning and doing stuff. So it's good to hear people talking. I know on the chaos shows, LDG, different people. I mean, it's really cool. Hey, you give me something, something to listen to and enjoy, and I appreciate all that, guys. So yes, like I said, definitely sub to all these great content providers. And Ray, Jada, if anybody's still here in the chat, Jedi Bill has a stream going on right now. Tell me I sent you if you hop up there in this stream. He always has a good time. Has great people in there, and they always have it's craziness sometimes, but it's fun. Have a good time. So that said, guys, Austin, Fad, I appreciate y'all coming in. Maybe next week we'll bring the fire even harder next week. So we'll see what's going on. I have to look and try. I'll try to be a little bit more prepared and try to see if we got some more subjects. We won't have no more Peacemakers, so we'll have that. We won't have that on the table next week either.
Well, we got Moon Knight coming up, so we'll have that to talk about.
Couple weeks.
We also got the Batman coming up, so once that's out and people have seen it, we can talk about that too.
Definitely. I guess you guys watch this Chainsaw Massacre movie now. I didn't even know that was out. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. If you want to do a review on that next Friday night, we can.
Oh yeah, and I know G Major. He wasn't able to pop in. He was talking about a Hit Monkey show. I got to watch that show. I know he wanted to do like a little.
Yeah, we got to look at that too. Yeah,
so I gotta check out. So, and that's on Hulu. If anybody wants to check out, I know that's just came out. Sort of like a John Wick, but a animated crazy monkey. So,
it's Marvel. It's Marvel related. So. There you go. It's another Marvel property.
Yeah, exactly.
But it looks pretty neat. I think I've caught like part of an episode of it. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, that's the way I am, man. It's just like just doing it. I had a couple streams and but yeah, definitely check out. Yeah, guys, like I said, I'm trying to grow the channel. Check them out. But definitely the coming Wednesday, check us out. Me and Mike, I'm trying to get him, trying to grow that show. I mean, it's not going to be like more. It ain't going to be like this show, but it's more. If you enjoy coffee and talking a little politics and little different things, guys, check it out, guys. I'm trying to help his business out, and try to just run another show that a different little avenue. Like we're saying. Without that said, guys, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Peace out, and go check out Jedi Bill's stream.
Yeah, be safe.